Berg.
When I was 7, I was riding shotgun and smoking cigarettes. This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Well, I got a lot to say today. And it was one of those nights where you're like laying in bed, or how am I going to articulate how I feel about just another miserable Giants loss, and when is Daboll going to get fired? And then I turn on the Michael Kay show, and guess what, guys? Brian Daboll out of a job. Done. Fired. In the middle of what has been another dismal 2-8 start.
Oh, man.
A third loss, guys, in which they entered the fourth quarter with a plus 90 percentile of winning the game and losing them all. It had to happen, but are we happy with the when and the only? Those are the two words that I want to really get into today, guys. The when, are you cool that it happened in the middle of the season? Kafka takes over, and we saw the disaster it was for the Jets defense when they decided to make a change in the middle of the season. And the one thing that was effective became ineffective because they took Ulbrich away from the defense, and now you're taking Kafka away from your star quarterback. And the only, meaning that he's right now, and that'll change once the season is over, the only victim here. But reading the press release, guys, Joe Schoen's not going anywhere. So they made the decision that they've got the talent and the means to win, and Brian Daboll is the reason they have not.
Pretty clear.
Hard to argue also.
I mean, it's just, we've seen it enough at this point. Yesterday, if that had to be the final nail. It had to be.
Had to be, yeah.
For everything that you saw. This front office, really, I'd be livid if I was anybody in that front office. Livid. Because you know what? When you look at the 4 games that they lost and the way they lost them and the leads that they had in those 4 games, you look at your record, you look at the division, and you say, we should be 6-4. Our roster, with all the injuries, with a rookie quarterback, still was in position, close enough to say we mathematically should be 6-4 on the season, and right in line of making the playoffs and pushing for the division. And you're not.
With a Commanders team that's finished.
That's what I mean. You have that.
Cowboys lost to Arizona last week. They look like they're basically finished. You could legitimately be having a conversation this season.
That there's still enough time left in the season to even make a claim for a division, because an Eagles team that is good, not great this year.
Yep.
And instead, now you're destined, even if they kept Daboll, to another 3-4 win season, which is exactly what John Mara said could not happen.
Yeah.
If they were going to bring everybody back. But, Schoen is going to stay. And here's why it's a good thing. Even if you wanted Schoen gone, and I said it to you last week, guys, that I felt just wipe it clean, all right? Let's stop having the conversation who stays, who goes. Just start over. Even if you're of that opinion as I was, I'm happy today that Schoen is staying, because that means that it's not John Mara making the decision on who the next head coach would be. Feel awful about Schoen. Feel awful about the 22 draft, the 23 draft, in which he's not aging well, the 24 draft, and think that he has done a terrible job. He's still more equipped to make the decision on who the next head coach is than John Mara is to pick the next general manager and head coach. Not only has John showed you a complete inability to do that, he's also right now going through it with his cancer. You heard Jordan Ron on with Kay earlier today saying he's not even making road trips. Okay, that's all he said. He's like, it's strange for John Mara not to make road trips. So he's going through it right now, and we wish him well, and I think he'll be okay. But during this process, he's got other things to worry about that are way more important than who his general manager and head coach are. He's got life things that he's going through right now. Plus, he's not any good at it anyway. So now Joe Schoen gets to pick it, and of all the people that could pick it within the organization, guys, I feel better that Joe's making this call and not John.
I completely agree. And first of all, there still is a need for some stability. What we saw in this roster building process is a team. Like I said, I'm telling you, this year's team, when you look at the roster building, had enough to be competitive for a playoff spot as you're building forward. Still a very young team with most of their skill, right? The injuries that impacted this team, you can't deny, especially Malik Neighbors. But you can make the argument that the roster building process, from breaking down the previous roster that they took over 3 years ago and building it forward with draft picks and obviously finding the quarterback, it gives you reason to say, okay, there is a process here that looks like a team that should be a playoff team, and it should continue. So that's why you don't want to bring in a whole new regime, because that whole new regime now wants to bring in their own players, and it changes everything up. You don't want to deal with that. And I'd be furious at the coaching staff for a lot of the decisions that were made, including starting with taking a defensive coordinator that was one of the best in the league and sending him home because you couldn't get along with him, because he was mad and his players were mad that your offense stunk. Let's start there. That you decided to use a kicker with zero NFL experience instead of going with experienced kickers that they provided once Gano had all his injuries. Like, it's little things like that to me that create the divide. That's why this is no longer. We always thought they were tethered. We always thought it was all that they were all together on this, but it's not. And if I'm Joe Schoen, I'm looking for a coach that's going to fit the roster we're building, rather than now it's like, well, he's coming in with a different system. Now we got to change everything again. So you're going to be very specific about who you're targeting. So to me, the biggest question I would ask all Giants fans, and we're getting the calls racked up for you at 800-919-3776. The question I have is, because Mike Kafka right now, he's going to be auditioning for this job. This is his offense too, and he's had success with Jackson Dart. There's the continuity part. If you're looking for that as a fan, maybe that's your chance. So he's going to have an audition to finish the season. But who would be the best fit? That's what you have to start talking about now. Now that he's gone, you can't complain anymore about the previous coach. He's out. Who is the best fit now to advance the cause for the Giants?
So that is an interesting question.
It is. It's a fascinating.
I'm glad we have 3.5 hours to ponder it, Frank.
Yes, we do.
But before we start diving into that, I do want to say I do think at one point, Schoen and Daboll were tethered.
Yes.
And they could have continued to be tethered. But at a certain point, when you're watching how the product is on the field, it's pretty clear you have to separate them.
But
the
you
talent's
also
pretty good on this team.
But you also see when it started to.
Yeah.
You could see it.
And Jordan mentioned that too on the K show, that sometime last year you saw that they were no longer connected.
Yeah, here's what Jordan talked about with Michael K.
There was a point last year where that ended.
Really?
And that relationship isn't what it used to be. Yeah, that's my interpretation of the situation. Yeah, from talking to people over the past year, is that sort of, that kind of cooled off their relationship. Joe Shane's basically, and the front office are sitting there saying, we have talent. And then Brian Daboll said, well, you're blaming it on me. We don't. Look at the roster we have. This isn't good enough.
Yeah, and yet you have 4 games that were supposed to be wins that all metrics told you the expectation of winning was over 90%.
Yeah, these aren't games like you, Don. We're not talking about games you could have won. We're talking about games that should have.
The
been.
closest one that you would argue, but there's still Giants Cowboys, 14 seconds to go, up 37-34. 14 seconds to go.
Oh no, I remember it well.
Now I understand that that's still a 3-point game. Anything can happen. All that stuff. I get all that, but and the guy made, what did he make, like a 65-yarder, right?
Yes, it was crazy.
But still. That's got to be a win. That's a 90%
possessions
win.
in overtime too.
There you go. And then of course the wonderful Saints game, where you're up 14-3 early in that game. You should win that game
against a bad football
team that you are already up big on them. You just keep going, and instead you gave up offense to a team that they're horrible. We all know the Denver game. We'll never forget that. Of course, fourth quarter, 5 minutes to go, up 26-8. And then what we saw yesterday, 20-10. And really, you could argue it should have been 24.
And when it's one, like, you can make an excuse, isolate any of those 4 games and say, hey, blank happens, right? Dallas game was just a wild game, and Russell Wilson was your quarterback. And then the Saints game, it was early in Dart's career. He turned the ball over. Kids are going to do that. All right, that one. Denver. Hey, it was the high altitude. They lost a couple of secondary guys in that game. Things happen. Chicago, well, you played mostly the second half of that game without Jackson Dart, and clearly Wilson didn't look like he even wanted to be on the field.
No,
right.
But in each case, Don, their defense.
Right, exactly. But I'm siding with you in the case of each one isolated. You can make
separately.
An excuse.
Yes.
But if you look at all 4 of them, it's now a trend, and the one trend is, why'd you lose to Dallas because you gave up 40-some-odd points. Why did you lose to the Saints? Because you could not put any pressure on the quarterback. You did not sack a quarterback that went into that game having never won an NFL game in
Spencer
10
Rattler,
starts.
yeah.
Right? You lost the Denver game because you could not get a stop in a big spot at all.
Well, you played prevent
in the fourth quarter, and you played prevent defense, right? Not learning from what happened in Dallas a few weeks prior, and in the game yesterday, where the defense I thought was pretty stout throughout the game, but when it mattered, they could not stop a nosebleed. So that's the problem, and that's what's irritating a lot of people. Is that why does Bowen still have a job? Well, because you have to function, right? Like somebody's head had to be on a platter, but you got to get through these final 7 games, and you can't blow it all up. The only argument would have been could you have just held your nose for the next 7 weeks and fired Daboll at the end of the season? But it sounds to me like they really want to get going and get working on this right away.
And
they don't want to have to wait.
And giving Kafka a chance. Give him a look.
Yeah, and you really have to just go over with a fine-tooth comb. You can't get this one wrong. And Shane knows he can't get it wrong because he's been given a reprieve here because they believe they've got enough talent to win, but he can't screw this coaching job up. So it's really interesting to see. Peter makes a point. We got a long show to dissect it. I just wonder, and I'm going to throw it out here early, is Belichick more attractive because Shane stays? My problem with bringing in Belichick is if he wants to buy the groceries, I'm good. Because I saw, especially in the latter years in New England, he was not great at that. Not awful at it, but not great. And I'm not bringing in a 72-year-old to take over 2 jobs. But if it's just to coach and you explain to him this has been your dream job, I got a guy that's going to buy the groceries. I got an OC in Kafka. Bring in your defensive guy. You can get your fingerprints all over that if you want because that's your ballywick. That's your expertise. You're just a coach. Dump the girlfriend and climb aboard.
But that's a requirement.
I would think it would be for Mara. Would it be for me? Not necessarily, but I feel like that would be a requirement. I don't know if Mara would want to bring in that circus. Her walking the sideline.
No, that can't
doesn't sound like or maybe not dump the girlfriend. It would be like, you know what? The girlfriend stays in the press box.
She's not. Yeah, she has no access to the field or the facilities.
Here, give me your credit card. We'll get her tickets.
You gotcha. Do you think that's going to be?
Does it become more attractive?
I don't think it becomes real conversation.
I don't see him as a candidate for this job. I think they have moved beyond that. That was last year, and it felt like it had an opportunity last year before we saw everything. But when you consider, there's a young team, Don. Right? This is a young team. When you think about the core of the talent on this team, it's young. That's not a fit anymore.
Okay, but hear me out on this.
No, I got you.
And I'm not even like 100% on board, but I'm deciding whether I want to get on board or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like the ship's there, and the I don't know who you'd call that is like helping you aboard, so you don't fall between the cracks and end up in the water.
The purser.
Yeah, the purser. Right.
Wow,
Gopher is there. To help me decide whether I'm going to go in there or not. Guys, we're a long ways away from a championship. Right now, we're an embarrassment. We got to get back on course, man. And I know everybody wants to bring in the young assistant that's eventually going to lead this team to a championship. Can I just find somebody to just kind of get us back on track, gets us out of the embarrassment pool?
The Tom Thibodeau.
Just moving us in the right direction, and then eventually hand it off to somebody that could be ready to win. Like, everybody thinks about who's going to win us the next champion. I'm not even thinking of champion. I'm just thinking about when are we going to finish above 500? When are we going to not be a colossal embarrassment? And could Bill Belichick be that guy to kind of just right the ship?
You're
for
looking
2-3 years.
Right. You're looking for the Giants version of Tom Thibodeau.
Yes.
Get a guy in who has experience and can just get us back on track. Organize. Might not be the one that get it over the top, but just get you back to where you're functioning.
And aren't the Knicks where they where the Giants are when Thibodeau took over?
Oh, they were. Yeah. Very much so.
And
very much so.
And now we're having a conversation about this team representing the Eastern Conference in the NBA Finals this year, right? So, I mean, that's why I would look at it. Is Bill Belichick going to win us a trophy? No. I don't think this team's close to winning a trophy. But we're also one of the most embarrassing franchises over the last half a decade. And I just need to kind of right the ship. And you think Bill could do that?
I don't know
if you
anymore.
think he can, is it worth it? Now, if you don't think he can, Peter, then it's a non-starter.
It's worth, even at what is he, 71?
72.
72.
He's 72.
Even at 72, what would you need from him? 2 years? 3?
Yeah, I would say 2 to 3 years.
So it's not like you're looking at this as look, there's not much long-term anybody's doing when you're in your 70s, right? You're always planning short-term. But that's kind of where you're trying to go. I just don't know with everything that he would bring with him, right? Like that's the part you worry about the most. I'm with you, though, in the sense that I don't know if I want to go for, Clint Kubiak's name comes up, everybody excited about him. Todd Monken, these are names
Lane
that
Kiffin.
Yeah, well, at least Lane has done it in the NFL. He didn't do it well, but he did it. Like I'm looking for somebody that probably had. Now I've heard Brian Flores, like people are talking about him, and I is that somebody that gets you right, gets you organized? Those are the kinds of things I'm looking for. Is give me somebody with a resume that has done it somewhere before successfully, that can show me how to do it. Pete Carroll to me was a name that I looked at as he can at least get you right.
I thought that too. They don't seem that right.
No.
Well, I mean,
and I'll tell you what.
Started well.
I saw the name Brian Flores getting tossed around.
You good?
It's not about me. I think it could be interesting.
Okay.
The Giants ain't a team that's messing with a guy who's suing the league. That's just, to me, that's not Giants
really
business.
Good point.
I just don't see them
that
being
you
that
talk
team.
about baggage.
Very good
That's
point.
more significant baggage than what Belichick's got.
Yeah.
See, because as I was up last night thinking about what we were going to talk about before the firing, I said, John can't make this decision. When they let everybody go at the end of the year, he's going to have to bring somebody in. He's going to have to talk to a Corsi. He's going to have to talk to Parcells. Reconnect with Coughlin. Get somebody with blood in the ground to kind of help you get this back on track and help you hire the right people. So, and I was thinking about that. And I'm like, well, now that the job is open officially, could Belichick work in that capacity where he could be somebody that he loves the organization and desperately wants to get back into the NFL and cares about this organization, where he's not going to just think about himself. He's also going to want to leave this in the right place. And if you explain to him, this is short term, just get us back on track. You're not involved in the draft, but you're gonna help hire some coaches here. You're going to try to get this organization moving forward with the feeling that when we do find our guy, you're going to be there to make that transition. And maybe Belichick looks at it as a challenge and go, you know what? You're not going to have to make that transition because I'm going to win for you. Well, all the better. But I don't see that. I just think it's at least worth the conversation. Because you love that term, blood in the ground. He's got that. He is somebody that wants this job. This job is not that – it's attractive because of Dart, but they had this conversation on the morning show. Like Dave was saying, it's still the New York Giants. I get that, but that's kind of going by the wayside. The more they lose, the more they embarrass themselves. There's more attractive jobs out there, guys, teams that are closer to winning. Now, maybe there's a coach that's salivating to work with Jackson Dart, but the idea is, I'm the Giants coach. I don't know how attractive that is anymore.
Yeah,
now you got Belichick that this is his dream job.
I understand what you're saying because I do feel like that cliche. There's only 32 of them, so everybody will want the job. That's for anybody. But when you're trying to find an elite coach, you're trying to find somebody that's going to do what you need him to do. Somebody with a resume, that'll. Those guys that are sought after can be, choosy. Like Mike Vrabel was never going to consider the Jets. He was never going to consider not legitimately. He'd use them as leverage so he can get what he wants elsewhere. But Vrabel was never going to take a Jets job because he knows, I need a place to go. Like he's already coached once. He knew there was an opening that he wanted, which was New England. And that's where he was going to go. And look how they look right now.
Listen, so are the Giants a legacy franchise? Absolutely.
They are, but you're right.
But failing in New York is 10 times worse than failing in Tennessee.
Exactly.
And Jacksonville.
Yeah.
In Carolina.
Right. And how's it worked out for guys who have already tried here once? Are they getting second jobs? When was the last time Ben McAdoo was a head coach?
In New York, period, guys. Think of the coaches that failed here, that even got a second chance someplace else. Any of them.
Well, think about the last coaches that the Giants have had.
None of them were head coaches again. Judge,
Pat Shurmur,
McAdoo.
Pat Shurmur ended up in Colorado.
Right.
As a coordinator.
Judge is back in college. McAdoo is somewhere. I forget where.
No, since Tom Coughlin, no one that they have gone through has ever moved on somewhere else and said, "Oh, we lost a good one. That guy's a good coach." It didn't happen. And that's why you've got to find somebody. Again, Mike McCarthy has a resume. He's another guy that can get you organized. He can get you right. Of course, you'll get frustrated because late in games he'll do something stupid and you'll all get mad. Well, but you know what's nice? Yeah, it's late in a playoff game and he did something that messed up, the clock management. You're mad, but you're in a playoff game.
In a playoff game.
you got to get there at this point. And McCarthy's a guy that's proven already in two different places that he can do that.
See, I think fans sometimes, in all sports, they start to think about who's going to be the next coach to lead us to a championship. I don't want to sound like Jim Moore, but like playoffs? at this point, 3 consecutive 2-8 seasons. Right now, I just want to see 500. I want to play meaningful games in December. I don't want to look like a colossal embarrassment where we're the butt of jokes. That's what I'm striving for. And then once you establish
and that seems very doable, by the way. I mean, they are that for 80% of games,
guys. I'm telling you,
and then they lose.
They believe they should be 6-4.
Well,
that's the most frustrating thing going on right now.
They believe. Anyone with eyes believes.
They are like, how are we not 6-4 right now in the middle of everything with a roster that is banged up, but we are right there. We should be right there. And instead, we're all the way down in the basement at 2-8, an embarrassment, and everybody's laughing at us, and it shouldn't be like that again.
You know how it is in all sports, right? The good teams are the teams with a 950 winning percentage when they have a lead after 7 innings, right?
Yep.
When after 2, heading to the fourth quarter, right? Because those are teams that don't blow it.
Right.
Those are teams that you can't beat because they're well coached and they're well structured.
Yeah, those crazy records
right.
of when leading by 20, they're 40.
Right.
They've won 50 straight games.
And then you got the bad teams that they're 500 going into the third, and they're under 500 with a lead after 7 innings, and that's the Giants. It's like when they have a lead, never mind a lead, a 90-plus percentile chance of winning the game, still finding a way to lose it. And you know what? You can't say you were surprised by yesterday, were you? I wasn't surprised they lost that game.
Wait, by them losing the game?
Yeah. When they were up 20-10. Like, did you?
Well,
people were like, I didn't have it. No, I had it totally on the table.
Here's exactly. We were watching the game at MSG before the Knicks game. We were all in the studio courtside.
Drop
the
some
game
names.
on.
I appreciate that. I want to know.
Let us know.
Paint the
Give
word
us everybody.
The
greats and near greats.
You know the great Betsy Ronan, right? She's stage manager extraordinaire. She was there. Anthony knows. All right, so Betsy was in there. Zerbiak came in there. Yeah.
Does Wally have a team?
Steve Novak.
But this doesn't count, though. Alan literally was minding his own business.
We're just sitting there working with him.
Don's forcing him to name people.
Yeah.
I just want to get an idea.
Monica McNutt also watching.
I mean, these
Commanders
aren't nobodies. If you're in a room of people that, 2 of them played in the NBA, one of them is a world-class analyst.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not dropping nobodies.
Okay.
No.
Well, and Dave Ornstein, who's our audio guy.
All right, now you're starting
no drop.
That's all right. No offense to him, but you had
Dave
me
was
at
there.
Wally.
Jeffrey Pearl, we've seen him as a stage manager also. He's done some big stuff. He does New Year's Eve all the time. He's the guy that got into it with Mariah Carey. Remember that?
No.
A couple of years ago?
No.
Mariah Carey blamed him for stuff when it was raining. Yeah.
Oh,
Jeffrey Pearl.
I remember that, yeah.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Great guy. Awesome guy. Like he is. Anyways, we're all watching. And they don't go for it on 4th and inches at the goal line. And everybody all agreed they will lose this game.
Well,
because the history told you the last they've blown games this season. They don't go for it there. They're going to lose this game, and it ended up happening. Look, you asked me what the mood was. That was the mood.
No. I'm just.
You can argue whether it's the right decision or not. I'm just saying.
I was cool with making it a
That's
two-possession
fine.
game.
None of us were. Because
you know what happens? Then they get stuffed at the goal line.
And then what?
Chicago marches right down the field, scores.
Marches down the field. It would have been 1st and 10 at the half-yard mark.
Right. And so what? And then it's 99.5. The defense in a big spot can't stop anybody.
All right. Well, I'm just telling you that's where we all were. That's what we were all feeling, and that's just the reputation of the Giants right now. We have lots of calls. Everybody wants to talk about this. We're going to give the opportunity to do that at 800-919-3776 coming up. But I do need all you Giants fans that wanted him out, and I'm not going to argue with you. He was definitely coaching his way out of this job, no question. But now that you know who's the guy you want, there has to be somebody in mind. I've always said you cannot fire somebody. You got to have a plan. There's got to be one person, your dream candidate. This guy is the one we go for first. So who is it? We'll get to your calls next. Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
John Ryan, Yeah, Dad.
I think I came up with a killer slogan for our law firm. D'Agostino & Associates, bite back.
Bite back?
Yeah, when someone hurts you, you bite back. We'll be the law firm that bites back.
Dad, that's brilliant. Accident victims, call D'Agostino & Associates and bite back. Hey, we could even put a big vicious dog on billboards everywhere.
Yeah, and Rottweilers on buses.
Hey, how about a toll-free number?
What are you thinking?
You know, like 1-800-BITE-BACK.
1-800-BITE-BACK. That's brilliant.
But what if people hear fight back?
Easy. I'll spell it out for them, like 1-800-BITE. Back. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
Love it. Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
All this talk about biting back got me hungry.
Me too. Want to grab lunch?
Sure. Hey, how about a jingle?
You mean like D'Agostino Law Bite Back?
The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets. From your For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
The Hess truck's back and it's better than ever. Roaring engines this year. Hess race cars are here.
The Hess stock car racers are loaded with lights, sounds, and a powerful racing motor. Only at HessToyTruck.com. Free shipping and batteries included.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. We're going to start off in Jersey. Just a mess. 80 eastbound, right before exit 58 for Madison Avenue and Patterson. Working on a crash involving an overturned car. 2 lanes are out. You're jammed there and backed up into Totowa. 21 shut down in both directions by Park Avenue and Nutley. Accident investigation involving an overturned tractor-trailer. Parkway going to be your best alternate. Inbound George, free and clear for both the upper and lower decks. Cross Bronx eastbound slows you down with a broken-down tractor-trailer by Webster Avenue. Not too bad of a ride heading over to the outbound side. Looking good on the West Side Highway and Henry Hudson. Outbound Lincoln will run you 5 to 10. Outbound Helen 20 to 30. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Let me tell you about my friends at Bath Fitter. They remodeled the bath by my pool. They converted a tub into a shower. The result is amazing. Bath Fitter offers all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit. It's done in one day, easy to clean, and durable with no demo or mess, and it costs less than a standard replacement. Plus, a lifetime guarantee. Right now, you get no money down, no payments or interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bath Fitter.
Whether you're shopping, gaming, or streaming this Black Friday season, don't take slow for an answer. Get Optimum Fiber for the fastest, most reliable, and most consistent internet speeds, starting at $25 a month. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com to switch. Act now and get a full year of Netflix, an unlimited mobile line, a $400 prepaid card, and more, all on us. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. Optimum, don't take slow for an answer. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
Ox Spine at New York Presbyterian is always in pursuit of a better way to heal the spine. We're getting more people moving again with minimally invasive, non-surgical, and surgical treatments with innovative solutions for every back and spine condition and your unique needs. Expert spine care is available now across New York City and Westchester. Find a doctor at nyp.org/oxspine. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Oh, I can't believe we blew a 5-touchdown lead.
Sure, but you got to feel like they were going to win for almost the entire game.
But I was about to buy playoff tickets.
So you were prepared for a good time. That's pretty nice.
It's the worst loss any team has ever had.
And you got to witness history.
Okay, we're done here.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Are you ready to unleash the beast? Monster Energy is here to give you the edge this college tailgate season. Loaded with bold flavors, our powerful blend gives you the energy you need to push you beyond your limits. Tune in all season long with Monster, the energy drink of ESPN Radio College Football Tour. Power your performance with a drink that's as hungry for victory as you are. Crack open an ice-cold Monster and dominate your competition. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Grab yours today.
On the road again?
Willie Nelson.
Yeah, that's right. Now, is that about Daboll or is it about the Giants or both?
Or Don? Or Don's home right now. But this is like a last home game for a while, right, Donnie?
Yeah, there was it Chicago, Washington, and then we hit then we got the Florida, the Tampa, Florida, Philadelphia trip
right before Thanksgiving.
Yes, but I'm not going to Chicago because TNT took that.
Oh, that's nice.
So I'll train down to D.C., then we come home, and then we'll leave again. So it's not that long.
That works out.
Yeah.
That works out nice for you then.
Yeah, it does.
Although, and hopefully this, because I gotta hook up with the team in Tampa. Hopefully this whole government shutdown is done by then, and because this weekend was a disaster trying to travel commercially.
Laura Stiles has been stuck in Puerto Rico. She was there for a conference. She went to the airport yesterday for a 5:00 flight. She's with her partner and their 5-year-old, and got on a plane. Then were forced to drive back and deplane. Their flight was eventually canceled at 2:30 a.m.
Oh boy!
That's what people are going through right now. It's bad out there, man.
Yeah, but it's nice like when you say hopefully the shutdown will end soon.
Yeah, it could be at least could be that by Thanksgiving, travel's not a complete nightmare.
But they were saying, though,
you think?
I don't want to derail our Daboll conversation, but
we got calls.
People are affected by this. Is that even when the shutdown ends, they got an inordinate amount of air traffic controllers that decided to retire during this. So they still have to hire and train a bunch. So they're not sure that it's just going to automatically go back to normal once the shutdown's over. So we got that to look forward to.
Great. There's always that.
Which is nice. Well, I already know what I'm getting Don for Christmas, just so you know.
What's that?
Well, should I tell him?
Well, why would you say it if you're not going to tell him?
Well, I thought you would just nod and agree with me and say, oh yeah. And then,
sounds like a good plan.
We talked about it off the air.
That's right.
Oh, no.
We don't want Don to know.
Well, but
those watching on YouTube might have an idea of what we definitely need to get.
Well, I'm trying to get – I've got my iPad here at The Rock.
Okay.
And now it won't take the video for whatever reason. So now I'm back to using my phone, which is a whole different angle and all that.
It sure is.
But I'm working. So is this better than nothing?
It's definitely better than nothing.
Well, I don't know
but I want you to look your best. I'm here to facilitate your greatness.
So what are you going to get me for Christmas that's going to change all this?
You'll see. You'll see. And you're going to love it.
Yeah,
just like you love the other gift I got.
You're going to have to know which item he's actually using, though, in order to get him the thing.
Trust me. I'm on
it. Something I got to wear?
Nope.
How does it look now? A little bit better?
I don't see
we're
anything
we're a little behind on the video.
We'll let you know in a second.
Not behind. I'm just working on it.
Oh.
It's being worked on as we speak.
Anthony's working on your look right now.
We're efforting.
We're doing some editing. In the meantime, let's take some calls. 800-919-3776.
I need to make him feel bad. You hear him? You broke him again.
I didn't break him. I'm helping him. I'm trying to make him.
You hurt him.
This is a man who is quickly becoming an ascending.
How's that?
He's becoming an ascending star. All right, that's good. It's good lighting.
But it's still up.
But it's up. But it's good lighting on his face now. He looks good.
Yeah, that's a better shot.
Yeah, he looks great.
Look at this. But I see the dismay on his face.
He looks very upset.
You
could tell he got nice clean up underneath the beard.
beard looks very nice.
Right, looks fantastic. I just want him to be his best. This is a man who is an ascending superstar in broadcasting. We know this. I don't want any excuses for anybody that's like, yeah, you know what? We were going to give him that national gig, but did you ever see his The shots that he has on his radio show is terrible.
What solves this, Peter? What are you guys going to
Don't
get
worry
me
about
for
it.
Christmas
Listen,
that's going to solve this?
I want you to have anticipation for this gift, and when you open it, you will smile, and once again, you will say,
"Thanks."
You are, yeah,
That's exactly
that.
That's exactly what you'll say.
Or is it going to be the other thank you?
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Falvio in Brooklyn will start us off on the ton of Giants calls we have reacting to the firing of Brian Daboll after Week 10. Falvio, start us off.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Just wanted to start this off. Hopefully I win the sweepstakes with Peter so I can go to the event on Saturday. I'm really looking forward to this USC card on Saturday. I think it's the best card since 2016. But
wow,
after the Giants, yeah, no, seriously, like it's a really good card from top to bottom. It's the best card since Connor headlined in 2016. But
he really wants to go. He really wants to win this thing.
Did we didn't announce the grand prize yet?
I don't believe
you
so.
entered though, right? You entered the contest.
Yes, I did. Me and my girl entered.
Perfect.
Good.
So, for the whole firing of Brian Daboll, I was fine with it. I'm glad that they got rid of him. You know, I wish they would have got rid of the DC. I understand why they couldn't get rid of him. It would have been great if they got rid of him because we could have been 6-4, and that would have been crazy to think entering this year, a 6-4 start. But I wasn't surprised that we lost against the Bears. I mean, the Bears could have been had, but it was just unfortunate.
Falvio, you were up 20-10. You should be surprised you lost that game. You should be mad that you lost that. You did no reason to have lost that game.
But he's seen the past, the recent past.
Yeah, the reputation. But doesn't that basically tell you? And thanks for the call. That's the problem, right? It's the reputation, not procedure. That's the point I was trying to make, Don, before the break. We were all in this room watching the game, and we immediately felt, oh, they're going to lose this game now because they didn't get the touchdown that they took the 3 instead. That's the point I'm making. I'm not arguing whether it was the right decision or wrong decision. It's just the reputation that they had was the expectation of, well, they'll lose this one now.
Right. Well, it's just no matter what, even if they had gotten the touchdown, Bears probably score late, tie the game, and then they lose in overtime. If there's a way to lose, they'll find it.
Yeah.
And the opposition knows that. They do the homework, so they
apply
stay
pressure.
engaged.
Yep.
Because they feel that they'll let us back in. They'll screw this up somehow, and we need to be there and pounce. Now, listen, the Bears are 6-2. They're 6-4. They're not a great team, but they're 6-4.
Yeah.
And they've found ways to win games. I don't think they're that great a team either.
No, very beatable.
But and that's this league, guys. That's the difference. Like you're thinking, wow, they would never be 6-1. No, they could be 6-4, which then puts you in a conversation to being a playoff team. That's how close this NFL is. And every penalty, every turnover, every mistake just so greatly gets exposed unless you're playing another team that's just like you. And we saw that a couple of years ago when the Jets played the Giants, right? Like two teams just flat out couldn't win the game. And until eventually the Jets did. So that's what's so frustrating is this still could be a year where we're talking about the playoffs.
And Don, I understand why you didn't hate the decision at the time to not go for it from the 6-inch line or whatever it was. But to me, guys, it's another example of just Daboll not showing any confidence in this team, not grabbing it in the moment. It was almost like Joe Judge, going for the QB sneak from their own 5. It's like if you end up at the 6-inch line, Don, and you've been given a first down, you got 3 shots.
So
you just got to mush the line forward 6 inches.
Now,
and you can then kick a field goal again. You don't do it 3 times, kick the field goal again.
I get it.
I feel like he saw Russ, because the play before that, Russ had a chance to run up the middle. And I forget what linebacker met him, but he was like, that's how they got that close. He gave himself up. Like I'm telling you, Russell Wilson's a guy that, and I know this sounds stupid, nobody wants to get hit. So when I say this, I don't say it you know what I mean when I say he doesn't want to get hit.
Yeah.
He's avoiding the to extend the play, no chance you're getting that out of him anymore. Right. And if I'm Daboll, I might be like, what am I going to ask him, the quarterback sneak? He might take a step backwards.
Yeah, see, that's why.
And that's the only thing I can understand. But I'm not defending the coach.
I wouldn't have been mad if they did go for it. I'm just saying that he has to. In that decision, he's thinking, I got a quarterback that is making different decisions that are what's good for us.
Right.
And I don't want to give them the momentum, and I want to get a 2-possession game. Now, where he lost me is he didn't seem to. We talked about our defense was playing well, and or talking about the defense struggles down the stretch. Well, all the more reason, I guess, to try to get more points.
Yeah,
not knowing when Dart got hurt. Listen, I'm not defending him. He deserved to be fired. He deserved to be fired. I'm just saying, in that moment, because Peter, I'm thinking they find ways to blow this. I'm like, just take the 2-possession lead. And
I think that's what he was thinking. Is just give me the 2-possession lead because I don't trust my defense and I don't want to risk a fumble or something that happens here where now we're only up by 7. Yeah. Let's go to Dan in Bloomfield next. Dan.
Guys, what's going on?
What's happening, Dan?
Not much. So listen. I mean, obviously they're poorly coached. It was time. We get it. But unfortunately, for me, I'm kind of at the point where, nothing really matters until John Mara is out of making football decisions. And, Chris Mara and Tim McDonald and Kevin Abrams aren't evaluating players for me, guys. Yeah. Because, look, guys, John Mara has never hired a winning head coach. And I can't even give him credit for Jerry Reese because Jerry Reese was groomed by Ernie Accorsi. Ernie Accorsi passed it down. Yep. And Jerry Reese finished with a 90-82 record. John Mara, if you remember, he didn't hire Tom Coughlin. His father did. Mm-hmm. So it's really hard for me to even trust it. And then for anything that they do, and then now they're doing this again where a GM gets – and really Joe Schoen should have been out the door today too.
I disagree, Dan.
Hey, guys, Gunnar Olszewski's lining up outside when you have Will Jordan Humphrey and Jalen Hyatt on this roster. You're not using them.
Wait. But
the mismanagement –
Wait.
Go ahead, Alan. Go ahead. Yeah, I got you.
That's a coaching decision to line up people. That's not a GM. GM's not telling him where to play a guy.
No, but hear me out though too. Jamie Gillian, James Hudson, Graham Gano, and Russell Wilson are $25 million on the cap this year, guys.
Right.
I mean, that's a big number. Well, that's Joe Schoen. It's the mismanagement week in, week out too.
But wait a minute. But those are.
Yeah.
I don't.
Roster mismanagement though.
The roster is. But Dan, the roster. Guys, tell me if I'm wrong. The roster was good enough to be 6-4. Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. Roster management. It has taken a minute to go from someone else's roster to building forward on a roster. Have they hit on every draft pick? No. Drafts are not as easy as it looks, but if you have one good draft year, it sets you on course. That's where they are right now. An injury to Neighbors has hurt them, no question. They're obviously losing Scadaboo hurt them. That's a hell of a find. The quarterback, it's a hell of a find, right? They have pieces going forward. The Burns signing was a smart signing. There are things there, but the decisions of how to use players, that's coaching.
But you have to ask yourself the question. I don't know if the caller's still there.
No, I let him go.
But this is what I would ask.
First of all, you can't get rid of an owner, so it's a moot
You're right. But I'll ask him the same question I asked you guys. Is forget about whether Shane deserves to be here or not based on his drafts and his personnel decisions. Wouldn't you rather him pick the next head coach than John picking the next head coach and general manager? I would.
It's a great question.
So that's where I look at it is give me a football guy making it one decision than John Mara, who has not made any good decisions since he took over sole ownership of the team because Tisch doesn't make football decisions, so he's the guy when he took over for his father, Wellington, that has not made one good one. And now he's got to make 2 of them. And now what I keep thinking about Belichick is if you bring in Belichick, doesn't that kind of maybe shoulder off John? It's somebody that Mara's going to respect. The Belichick can kind of go over his head maybe on certain things, not feel pressured by the owner when he says, I want this to happen, or how about this guy? It puts an alpha male in the room, right? Because how much of an alpha male can Shane be? He already challenged Mara on the Saquon and lost, right? And that's the guy making the decision on whether you come back. So he's going to definitely – wouldn't Belichick be a guy that can be making some decisions that is going to maybe ignore John or just listen to John but not feel intimidated by him?
I mean, it could be. I just feel like the Belichick that we've seen recently, it would be such a weird – you could see how this could blow up in your face so badly if you're the Giants. In a situation when you desperately need to right the course, you decided to go to a guy – who at this point could not get a job in the league and has looked like an absolute fool at North Carolina. I think it's a higher risk thing than you're implying.
Well, to defend him a bit, it's going to college and taking over that program is very difficult to do, and it's only year one. And as far as nobody else wanting him in the NFL, I think the reason for that is they felt that he was like power hungry and that he was going to take over whoever the general manager was and would be too much of an alpha male, and they didn't want him to take over everything. But with the Giants having a general manager in place, him wanting the job, his failings at the end of his New England tenure and in North Carolina might humble him to the point where he won't be a guy that's going to try to completely take over. I think that's what they were really afraid of. He's going to come in here and want to buy the groceries, make all the decisions. And I just think it fits. And because he desperately wants a job and he wants this job, at least makes it worth the conversation. Like I said, I'm not even completely on board.
No, listen,
it's not like you're naming people that blow me away anyway, and everybody's going to be a risk.
It's a fun conversation. I think it is a 0% chance.
Okay.
You going 0?
0.
Yeah.
They'd sooner bring Tom Coughlin back and think, let's have Coughlin right the ship. He knows things. We'll put him in there.
How far apart in age are they? Probably can't be too much.
Well, I was trying to think about that.
Yeah.
They're almost
Coughlin
the same.
might be older.
Yeah, I think Coughlin's probably 2-3 years older.
Yeah, but not too much.
But the way it went down with John, I don't think he'd want to come back.
Oh no, I think we know that one.
Depends how bored Tom is.
We have more calls to get to. 800-919-3776. 4 o'clock hour. We'll get some Giants in here to talk about the franchise with us. Carl Banks, Chris Canty. We're going to line them up, and you're going to hear all you need to know from guys who have Super Bowl rings on their fingers. Stay with us. Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York. Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Let me tell you about my friends at Bath Fitter. They remodeled the bath by my pool. They converted a tub into a shower. The result is amazing. Bath Fitter offers all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit. It's done in one day, easy to clean, and durable with no demo or mess, and it costs less than a standard replacement, plus a lifetime guarantee. Right now, you get no money down, no payments, or interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bath Fitter.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Listen up, New York. It's football season, and you should be out there enjoying every play, every tailgate, every moment. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. That's where Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain comes in. He's one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and dedicated to getting you back in the game. Here's the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical, image-guided procedures that get real results. Dr. Shaw treats everything from neck pain, back pain, migraines, nerve pain, and chronic joint pain. And he builds a custom game plan that's right for you. Same-day or next-day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. And yes, most major insurances are accepted. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Go to SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team. Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
I wanna do your dirty work. Oh, Mo.
Well, it is done. Brian Daboll out. Joe Schoen stays for now. Mike Kafka is the interim coach, and the Giants move forward in now wondering who will be their next head coach. Yeah. We have some great people to talk to coming at 4 o'clock. You don't want to miss it if you're a Giants fan. You're talking about Carl Banks. You're talking about Chris Canty. These guys have won Super Bowls with the Giants, blood in the ground with the Giants, and both of them have a lot to say about the proceedings today and where to go from here. So we'll get to them, but we still have more calls to get to with you, so let's continue to talk with you on this. Brian in Manhattan, you are up next. Brian.
Hey, guys. Daboll had to go. Giants season ticket holder. My grandparents had the tickets. My mom had the tickets. Me and my brother have them now. He, in as much as his in-game decisions were crazy and allowing Dart to run he was clearly going to get injured, right? I mean, just reckless. I just thought his actions on the sideline were just never that of a leader.
I agree.
Whether it was throwing the headset or the facial gesticulations or the weird grabbing of Dart, I think, in his first or second game. It just always felt like he wasn't the guy for the job. Now, obviously, you fire him, you got to replace him. I think there's a lot of good candidates, and I know a lot of this is on paper, but let me throw one name out for you.
I'm listening.
I'd love to Spagnuolo. He would be a leader. He would help with the defense. He'd obviously keep Kafka for offense or hire an offensive mind. The other is Kiffin. I mean, one is sort of old guard, one with a new guard. But I think there's a lot of young guys, Kubiak and Minter, they were talking about last night, also interest me.
Kubiak's going to be a name that everybody's going to be pursuing, obviously, right? That is one.
Yeah.
Kafka, you have to think about it this way with Spagnuolo coming in and then leaving Kafka as the OC, is that, Mike's interviewed for some jobs already, and he's had some, he's had some pretty strong looks. Is he a guy that would accept, all right, I'll stay as an OC when he can have an opportunity maybe as a head coach or fancies himself as somebody that could be a head coach one day? Like that's a tough question that you need answered. Maybe make him an associate head coach, something like that, to give him make him feel better.
So maybe if you keep Kafka or you bring in a young, really good mind, you make him like Spags is going to be around forever.
Spags is interesting.
What do we think?
Spags is interesting.
Thanks, Ryan.
Well, he's not
listen,
going to be around forever. He's 65.
Right.
believe it or
yeah, he's
not.
not a spring chicken, but like he was never able to do it as a head coach. We obviously know how valuable he is as a coordinator.
One of the greats.
One of the all-time greats. Blood in the ground. By the way, we got to stop. Now it's setting. We either got to start drinking. No, because we either got to start drinking.
But it's Alan's phrase. Why can't?
But we're
I'm sorry.
we're like
Did you
five-
guys do that with Sia? You weren't allowed to say Sia on the previous
No,
show?
but all of
no more Sia.
other than
Bye,
that,
Michael.
Mrs. Lincoln,
Sia.
how was the
Oh,
play?
you gotta stop. You gotta
Michael
stop.
had a bunch of them,
He had a lot.
These are just
and they all lived right till the show died.
Now, you know how I felt about Up for Grabs. No, but so Spag, but he does have the history with the Giants, of course, and he's great. But he had a chance to do it, wasn't good, but it was a long time
But
ago.
sometimes the second
St. Louis
time
was a long
around,
time
you
ago.
learn from your
Yeah, but-
mistakes, and also you have the
True.
experience. A wealth of experience that he's had in Kansas City.
Yeah,
I'm not
totally.
going to get crazy about his interim coaching job with the Giants. That was during the whole fiasco with the Eli and all that, or after that. But he's 11-41 as a head coach, going back to the days.
It's not
of the
good.
Rams. So, and he's 65, and again, not that that's any problem, but it's. I just wonder if right now he would have any appetite. He's got a chance. They don't put coordinators in the Hall of Fame, but outside of Belichick, can you name a better defensive coordinator than Steve Spagnuolo? I mean,
He's up there.
He's up there in that conversation. He's with a team that perennially goes to the Super Bowl.
Rex Ryan will put himself in there.
I was going to say Buddy Ryan, but yeah, Rex probably.
But Buddy, listen,
Funny because Buddy
listen,
should have been the first name to come to
you
mind,
could
right?
probably count on one hand the great defensive coordinators, and Spags would definitely be one of the five.
Okay.
Does he want to, in his mid-60s, now come back to the Giants, be a head coach where it's good? It's not going to win. I don't think immediately. I don't think. Not that it matters as much anymore, but you want to find somebody that is going to grow the young quarterback, help this offense out, and I think that you got to lean towards. I think an offensive guy first and foremost.
I'll leave it here. We'll continue with the calls. By the way, we do have two great guests coming up to talk more about this. But I'm just going to say I think sometimes we do fall too much into offensive genius, defensive genius instead of what I need at the very top, at the head coach. I just need a leader of men. I need somebody that I know is in control, and everybody looks to the front of the room and says that guy's in control. That's what you're looking for with the Giants right now. All right, so we'll keep your calls rolling, 800-919-3776. But coming up, Carl Banks, very opinionated take that he had earlier today on his podcast. We'll get him on to see what he thinks about this move and where the Giants need to go next. Stay with us. Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back. I'm injury attorney John Ryan D'Agostino, nicknamed The Closer, continuing D'Agostino and Associates' legacy of helping the injured for over 35 years. My father, John D'Agostino, built this injury firm to help accident victims.
This is John D'Agostino, and this is a family firm. For us, it's about doing what's right and making sure somebody pays for your pain. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-BITE-BACK.
They call me The Closer because big or small, in court or out, I'm fighting to get the job done, to win, to get you every dollar you deserve.
D'Agostino and Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets, from yards to touchdowns to who will win. With FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game. Tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers a 30% PBT. That's right, you can get in on the action with a 30% PBT this Monday night. So make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/K to bet on the game. Tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers a 30% PBT. That's right, you can get in on the action with a 30% PBT this Monday night. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's cheers and tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
401 in the big city with Don LaGreca, Peter Rosenberg. I'm Alan Hahn. We have calls for you at 800-919-3776, so we'll continue to rack them up and talk with you. The biggest news of the day, of course, is Brian Daboll is out as head coach of the New York Giants. He finishes with a 20-40-1 record. Of course, 9-7-1 of that was in the first season, so that's 11-33 after that first successful season with a winning percentage of .336. That's worse than Ben McAdoo and Ray Perkins. So it has not been a good run for Brian Daboll. Joe Schoen will remain on as GM. He'll be part of the next search for a head coach. Mike Kafka he's the offensive coordinator. He will now fill the role for the rest of this season, at least, as interim head coach. We wanted to get the deepest perspective we could on the Giants about this. We go to people with great success with the Giants. One of the most successful Giants, of course, that we know, who's excellent in broadcasting as well, is Carl Banks, friend of the show, who joins us right now. CB, how we doing?
Hey, Carl.
I'm doing okay, man. How y'all doing?
Well, none of us can be surprised by this. This felt like something that he was already on thin ice. But after a fourth time of having a game that should be a win turn into a loss, the inevitable, it felt like it just had to happen. I can't imagine you had surprise this morning when you heard the news, but what was your reaction?
Well, I was not surprised. And, it's a result-oriented business. And I was talking to my broadcasting partner, Bob Pop, on our podcast. I was like, now I kind of understand when Bill Parcells used to scream at his assistant coaches in meetings when I worked with him at the Jets. And he used to say, you expletives are not going to get me fired because you can't get these guys to play. Because the buck always stops with the head coach. It's the head coach who stands there before the press. No matter what part of the team fails, it's his team.
Right.
And so you can look at the progress of Jackson Dart and you say, boy, they've done some things with him. He's doing a good job there, or he and Mike Kafka. But at the end of the day, when you cannot have a kicking situation that's stable, when you have a defensive situation, call it whatever you want, it's bad. It all reports back to him. So, he's the guy that wears the whistle, so he's responsible for all of that. And I have a great level of affection for Dabes, and I think he's a really good offensive mind.
Yeah.
I think it's just unfortunate that as the head of a football team, the whole team you're responsible for, and when you have collapses like they had, it falls on the shoulders of the head coach.
Yeah, historic collapses for sure. And all the other things will come out in the wash during the course of the offseason, Carl. But the one other change that will not come is at general manager. And you saw that in the statement that Joe Schoen's sticking around and is going to have a say in who the next head coach is. So that suggests that they believe the talent should be better than what their record is and that it's the coach's fault. It's not. Do you agree with that?
Well, I can't tell you. Well, I can tell you they have talent. I can tell you they invested a lot of their resources on the side of the football that is not playing very well. And can you tell me, I can tell you 5 super talented kids on defense And if you could give me 5 on any team, I can win with those. I could stop the run with 5 really good players because I can get the other guys to stand in line. To fall in line. And they're just not getting enough out of those players. And that's has been my biggest frustration in watching this defense, because I think they've got some really talented players. Their investment should be paying off more than it is. And so with Joe Schoen, I think you have to look at a lot of different areas of his job responsibility. Number one, he had to fiscally get them out of hell while signing B-level free agents the first couple of years because they couldn't afford to get anybody. And some guys they had to let go. The legacy, unfortunately, will be the handling of the Saquon Barkley situation, whether people think it was handled the right way or not. It just looks different. Like the Daniel Jones situation, he'll be an MVP candidate, but it was never going to work out here in New York. So that is what it is, because he found a quarterback for the future. He found a running back. He had a good draft the year before. And I think, those players who have gone backward from the last year to this year, it's just telling me something's not right with the way this defense is being operated, because he's got good players. He's got good players on defense. I'm not going to tell you they're future All-Pros. We don't know that. But the guys that he put there, and even, the center John Michael Schmitz, who was, everybody was killing for a season in an off season, and now he's ascending into a really good center for them. So I think they can evaluate talent, but you've got to be able to get the most out of your talent. That's what it really comes down to. So I don't know how you can say, well, one part of the job he didn't do well, but the other part he does. I think it's all encompassing, and I think that's how ownership is going to evaluate that process. But they overhauled the scouting department, and they will, they'll be judged on that at some point. Like, right. The fact that he went into camp with, a shaky kicker situation. Graham Gano was iffy last year, right? Mm-hmm. And you went into the season with him, and then it came to every loss they've had has been attributed to something in the kicking game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
So that one, he's got to wear that, right? Because wherever he created competition, they got better. Wherever he didn't, they didn't. Like the kicking situation, it has to hang over his head, and they just never quite got it right, so it cost them games. So all of that, just like, the whole win-loss, special teams, offense, defense, all reports to the head coach. Well, these type of personnel acquisitions also, they point to the general manager. And, he's had some good ones. Thankfully, as of late, he's had more good players than bad players that people can point to.
I guess the concern for me as a Giant fan, Carl, is I look at, all right, it failed with Daboll, but it also failed with Judge and with Shermer and with McAdoo. I mean, since Tom Coughlin, they have just not been able to get the head coaching position right. It's kind of like with the Jets with the quarterback, right? All the quarterbacks can't be wrong. There must be something wrong with the development of the quarterback with the Jets. Is there something wrong with this organization that head coaches just can't seem to gain any traction? Or are they all just bad hires?
I think everyone always points to ownership, right? The Giants' ownership is the least meddlesome. This is kind of like when people were saying, and Alan knows a little bit more about this because he's closer to it, people were calling for James Dolan to sell the Knicks, right? I think what every coach would want, what every general manager would want, is the support of an owner who gets out of the way and say, you do it your way, you're going to succeed or fail. I think that has kind of been what the Giants' ownership, both sides of it, have done. And then, you have these opinions on whether or not Chris Mara is good at his job or Tim McDonough is good at his job. There are two people that don't have the ultimate deciding vote. But I think I can assure you both guys know what they're doing much more than people give them credit for. But that's a debate people will have, and whether or not family members work within an organization, you see that across all sports. Whether or not they are good at what they do, people can debate that. I can't defend that. I know, and I have that relationship, but I'm not going to go to bat. I know what these guys do every day, and I know how they evaluate. But if you're on the outside looking in and you need somebody to blame, you're going to blame 2 guys out of a staff of 25. And, it is what it is. But, look, I think, finding a coach is the number one priority. It has not worked out. That is 100% true. And they got to find someone who can connect with players, but also you got to find a guy who's going to get a staff that can develop players. Head coaches don't develop players at the rate assistants do. Head coaches have to coach their assistants, and their assistants have to get the best out of players because, with general managers, picking players is not an exact science. You're going to miss on probably more than you hit, but you got to make sure the hits are good. And, with the Giants, it's been hit or miss. And then one year they're a hit, the next year they're not, and you wonder what's going on. And there's got to be some connective tissue there. Can an owner mandate certain things change? Maybe, because something is not getting better. So maybe that is something they may want to require from ownership. People think it's the opposite, but maybe they shouldn't. Maybe they should get more involved and, give a criteria, because when you listen to John Mara talk, he will tell you about the autonomy he gives his people to, do what they do. And when he wanted to keep Tom Coughlin and someone else wanted to fire him, he said, go ahead and do it. So they got to do something different. We know that for a fact. And, I know that the same ownership that have oversaw 4 Super Bowls, or 5 Super Bowls and 4 championships, they didn't decide to become dumb. Right. I know that.
Well, Carl, now days like today are tough because if you're a fan, you have question marks about what the future holds, and you and Don just laid out. Finding a head coach has not been easy for this team. But if you were just a fan of the Giants, can you feel pretty good about what you do have here moving into next season?
I think you can look at the personnel and feel good about it. The direction is what everyone should be skeptical about because it just hasn't been there. It just hasn't, and they need to get that right. I feel good about the players on the roster that they're building, right? They've got that part of it moving in the right direction when you can get a quarterback like Jackson Dart and you can get Cam Scatterboo and you've got Andrew Thomas playing well. And so there are some pieces there that they're going to have a bright future. And Malik Neighbors, when he comes back from injury, but listen, you got to go find linebackers that can play. You got to figure out what to do with Deonte Banks. These are questions you got to ask your future coordinators and your future position coaches. How do you develop players? What is your plan for these players? Right? You just can't roll them out there anymore because the majority of these kids come from college flawed. Right? If you think you're going to get a stud defensive player from college and then you cut on TV and they're scoring 50 points a game, every team, then you ain't getting much on defense that's developed, because all they do is run up and down and try, whoever has the ball last in the major college leagues. I mean, the major colleges right now, they go play each other, they score 50, 60 points a game. So you're not getting a great defensive player. You don't know what he is because they haven't stopped anybody. So you got to talk to coaches and figure out how you're going to develop them. If you don't get the answer you're looking for, then you move on to a guy who can develop talent. You need teachers right now in the NFL. You don't need, guys who can tell you what analytics say because analytics doesn't have a heartbeat. Well, analytics don't show up not wanting to practice. Good, I'm sorry.
No, again, I just wanted to let everybody know we're talking with the great Carl Banks about the Giants' change in coaching staff. So now you don't have Brian Daboll, so now you got to find a coach. Now, it sounds like Kafka's going to get a chance to audition a little bit, get a look. He has interviewed for other jobs. But I've been asking everybody, and there's nobody better to ask than you. If you could pick a coach, who would be the right coach for this job right now? Because you're talking about the developing, the teaching, all the things that you're talking about, is there someone that you have in mind that would fill that role?
Ooh, I can't. I won't answer it. I won't answer it because there's a guy who has a job right now who's auditioning for it.
Okay.
Out of respect for him. Here's my thing. For the players and whoever's left is trying to maintain a job, you got 6 games left. Figure out how to win some of them. You know, that's my thing. Like, you don't have to be 2-15. Go win a few more games, right? But, I'm going to support whoever the coach is for the Giants today, and that's Mike Kafka. And I'm going to wish him the best. I wear a Giants uniform. You know, I'm a Giant, right? So I'm not going to root against anybody for somebody else to take their job. I have to be transparent about that. Now, when the season's over with, I have an opinion.
Okay.
We'll have you on.
We're going to have you on.
Yes, I will. Because I want the Giants to have success. All right. Right. I'm more miserable than Don LaGreca when they lose. So I'm going to root for the guy who's there. Right. If he's on that staff, I'm rooting for him. When it's all said and done and they're going to go in a different direction, I definitely have some opinions. Yes, absolutely.
All right, and we'll tap into that during the offseason. The one for me that I think is the most important right now moving forward is Jackson Dart. And everybody seems to be in unison that this kid's got a future. But how much is he going to have to alter the way he plays to be able to stay upright? Since the preseason, 4 times he's gone into concussion protocol.
Yeah.
And can he still be dynamic if he then dials it down? And do you believe he has to dial it down to stay healthy?
I think he has to use better judgment. Yesterday, they only had 4 design quarterback runs. 2 were touchdowns. I don't think, and I have to preface by saying I'm not a concussion expert, but I don't know if that particular play that he left on was the one that really gave him the concussion. He got C.J. Gardner-Johnson whacked him on a blitz pretty hard. This one, he just kind of jumped up in the air and fell down, but I don't know. To answer your question, he has to use better judgment. I think he can take care of himself. He's not a small kid. Will his game change if he can't run as much? He can throw the football. I think we've seen he can actually throw the football. So his game is not as a, run-first quarterback. He can process. He reads. He puts his team in the right situations. And if it's not there, he takes off. But I think he's learning that the hits keep coming in the NFL, and they're harder and harder. So I think he's smart enough, and he just has to use better judgment. But I think he can throw the football. He's not – if he can't scramble to run, he'll be okay. I think he's got enough ability to throw the football the way any NFL quarterback would.
Well, we're going to hold you to it. When the season's over, we'd love to have you back on, and we can discuss it even further.
I would love to, yes.
Break it down.
We should definitely do that.
Yes.
All right. Well,
I appreciate you guys.
Well, we thank you for
Carl.
coming on now with us because this is obviously a big day, and your opinion is valued. So thanks so much, the great Carl Banks. A lot there, guys. I mean, him saying – the line that really got me was when he said that they can evaluate talent, but you have to get the most out of it.
Yeah.
Sounds to me like you're saying they know how to – they can find players – but they're not coaching them to be like to reach the potential that they have shown at times.
Listen, I'm not going to tell you that being a general manager is easy, but all these guys have talent, right? It's just a matter of getting the guys that fit in New York, getting the guys that fit in the system. Are they winners? Are they guys that will put in the work necessary? We've seen teams. You bring up Mike McCarthy. Every year, the Dallas Cowboys under Mike McCarthy would send a dozen guys to the Pro Bowl, and yet couldn't get anything done in big games and couldn't win in the postseason.
Yeah, they still won 12 games a year. They're still doing that, but
right. they just couldn't. They just couldn't get over the top.
Right.
So it's not just having the most talented team; is making sure that these guys can handle it. Because we've seen countless teams that, wow, how are they doing that? They don't have the most talented team, but they're finding ways to win games. So listen, talent is always going to rule out as far as drafting is concerned, but are they the right people? And clearly, he was, without saying it, guys, he was destroying Shane Bowen, right?
Yes.
They've got talent here and they can't work it out. And Shane's going to be out of a job once the season's over.
Right. 5 players on one side of the ball.
Right.
We know what side of the ball he's talking about.
Right. And well, it's the more glaring. That side of the ball has been terrible. The offensive side's been decent with major pieces gone, and they've been all right.
They're getting 20-something points a game.
With no Scatterbo, no Malik Neighbors. So no, it's clearly on. But you know what it sounds like? If I'm being honest,
What does it sound like?
The Bowen needs help.
He does need help.
Better help?
Better help? How about, is there a better football help? Do they have that division
I'm
yet?
gonna ask about it, but right now this is an ad by BetterHelp because November, BetterHelp is doing something special. We're encouraging everyone to check in on friends and reconnect with loved ones. All right, you got to remind the people in your life that you're there because we've all had personal experiences. We feel on our own, and we need someone to just check in. Now, BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct, fully licensed in the U.S. It's simple. You sign up, you fill out a questionnaire, they identify your needs, and they match you with the right person, all right? They have an industry-leading match fulfillment rate, which means they typically get it right the first time. And if you're not happy with your match, you could switch to a different therapist at any time from their tailored recommendations, all right? Over 30,000 therapists. BetterHelp's one of the world's largest online therapy platforms, serving over 5 million people globally, and it works. An incredible rating of 4.9 out of 5 based on over 1.7 million client reviews. So this month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling pound 250.
800-919-3776. Want to grab a call or two here before we have Chris Canty coming up in the 4:30.
Well, really quick, though, I wanted to say that when I hear Carl not want to answer the coach question, the way I took that is Kafka's going to give him some leash here.
Yep.
I think he's got a real shot that if he's good in these final 7 games, he's going to get some serious consideration.
I think you're right, and I think that's what he's aware of. And again, knowing he has interviewed for several head coaching jobs over the last 2 years, so he has been a wanted man, and they probably want to make sure they know what they have because this is a franchise that let Vince Lombardi and Tom Landry go.
Yeah, we've seen it before.
And John Fox and Sean Payton go.
Very good point. Jason in Wantaw, you're up next with us, Jason.
Yeah. Hey, guys. So one thing I just wanted to talk about is, like, I know that there have been a lot of names from John Gruden to, Mike McCarthy, and like you guys said, Clint Kubiak and whatnot. But what about a guy like Antonio Pierce, who I know the Raiders loved him. I know a lot of the players there, have spoken highly of him and how they kind of worked for him and wanted to play for him. So, like, what about an option like that? I mean, I know he's played here, but is there anything else that, would be detrimental to him potentially being an option?
Well, when Jordan was on with Kay, he mentioned Pierce as a possible candidate. Now, he did not have success with the Raiders, but you're right, players wanted to play for him. Now, is that enough for him to get this kind of a job after he failed in another one? But Jordan Ronan said he would be a candidate. He did play here. He was a leader. I can't rule it out. I wouldn't go there. I not a ton of experience in what he did not succeed. I think I would go in another direction, but it sounds like he might get a look.
He'd be a guy that you would want CEO. Like, you're not in charge of anything offense or defense. You're in charge of getting the team ready, getting the team galvanized. You're in charge of making sure your coaches are doing what they're supposed to do and your players, like all that stuff, right? Like, you're not looking for him to be involved in the strategy and all. Like, that's something that, I agree with you. Plus, immediately the pressure that would be on him, like right out of the gate because of the lack of experience. Bob in Sarasota, what do you got for us, Bob?
Oh, it's Paul. Hey, guys.
Okay, Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Well, I just want to say I love the idea of Belichick coming in and working it, maybe not like giving it all to Shane, but collaborating together to get players. We've been... Every show today has been talking about how we could be 6-4 right now, and I feel like even with what happened at the end in New England, I think if Belichick was our coach this year, we would be 6-4, maybe even 7-3.
Yeah, you wouldn't think he would screw up things like maintenance of the clock and key decisions. You're right. I mean, that's a great way to put it, Paul. That if with all of Belichick's flaws, if he's coaching the 25 Giants, they're 6-4.
That's such a tough way to do a comp because, like, you don't just get a guy. He doesn't just show up and coach the games. It's the whole thing that comes with it. But you're right. As an in-game coach, as an in-game coach only, would Bill Belichick be an upgrade from what we've seen from Brian Daboll? Abso-friggin-lutely. It's just the question of the whole
No, you're right,
new
but
Belichick persona we've seen.
But would you say that in-game decisions, in-game coaching is definitely a strength for Belichick?
I absolutely would say that.
And it was a weakness for Daboll.
I would say that, which, by the way, these are important things. I mean, well, are you saying the coaching part of being a coach is important? For
right,
sure.
But you are making a point that it's beyond the coaching of the coaching that ultimately sometimes lives or dies with the job, right?
Well, the thing that Al and I were talking about during the break, and we'll break, and we'll talk about it more later, but the thing with Belichick is not just about wins and losses and coaching and evaluating talent. It's that something about his personality has appeared to have changed that makes me nervous. Don, we talked about it. Those press conferences, he's lost his edge. There's something that's a little different.
You might be trying to get the guy that isn't there anymore. And that's something we should definitely dive into. And you know what? A good guy to talk to about
Who's that?
It's Chris Canty.
CC.
How can we get him on the show?
Another guy with a Super Bowl ring on his finger in a Giant uniform who wears the passion and the pride of the Giants every single day. He will join us next, and you know he's opinionated. Stay with us. Don Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN, New York.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
Listen up, football fans. Ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Paul Mary to the net. Score! The New York Islanders are back in action with a brand new theme night schedule you won't want to miss. Bring your friends out for the holidays and take home a custom holiday replica jersey or arrive early for special bobblehead giveaway nights for Matt Barzell and Bo Horvat. Barzell for Horvat, score! Explore the full theme night schedule at NewYorkIslanders.com.
Dave Rothenberg here to tell you about my friends at Bathfitter. Now, they converted my kids' bathtub to a shower and did an incredible, really an unbelievable job. They offer all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit done in just one day. Durable and easy to clean with no demo or mess and lower cost than a standard replacement. And a lifetime guarantee. Right now, no money down, no payments, no interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today like we did at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bathfitter.
You ever wake up with a sore throat, feeling a little off, and you know you're getting sick? Well, getting sick and going on the IL isn't an option, especially for me when I'm traveling for work. You can try to see a doctor, well, good luck there, or go sit for hours in an urgent care. Nope. That's why you need a medical emergency kit. This isn't some cheap first aid kit, okay? Your medical emergency kit comes packed with doctor-prescribed meds. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right there in your home. If you're coming down with the flu, bam, here's your Z-Pack. You've got gastrointestinal issues, here's your Bactrim. From Z-Pack to ivermectin, amoxicillin, and doxycycline to treat strep, pneumonia, sinus infections, UTIs, COVID, and more. It's all right there in your kit. Just match your symptoms to the guide or talk with their telehealth doc. No doctor waiting rooms, no pharmacy lines. Order online in minutes and get $50 off with code SPORTS at urgentcarekit.com/sports. Get yours now at urgentcarekit.com/sports, promo code SPORTS.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Long line of brake lights on the LI eastbound heading into Nassau County. We had an earlier crash over by New Hyde Park Road. Add that to the volume. You're solid from the BQE in Queens. Bumper to bumper on the belt westbound. Heading over to the Verrazano in Brooklyn. Delays there from Flatbush Avenue. After that, once you're in Staten Island Expressway westbound, a slow go heading over to the West Shore from Bradley Avenue. Best of it's the outbound George, southbound Deegan and Henry Hudson. West Side Highway northbound. Pockets of delays from the 90s. Inbound George looking good for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 5 to 10. Outbound Helen going to run you 30 to 40. We had an earlier broken down car in the tube. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Hey, it's Desmond Howard. You want to win the weekend? It all starts with the tailgate. And for me, that means Kingsford Charcoal.
They've been bringing the flavor, the smoke, and the heat since 1920. No wonder they're still the gold standard of grilling. So fire it up, feed your crew, and let the smoke do the talking. Kingsford, the king of the tailgate. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
20th Century Studios presents Springsteen. Witness a true story of risking it all.
These new songs, they're the only thing making sense to me right now.
To fight for what you believe in.
This is not gonna be good for Bruce. I don't need to be perfect. I just want it to feel right.
Springsteen, rated PG-13. Parental guidance suggested for children under 13. Now playing only in theaters.
I love it.
Coming into a little bit of, right? Go ahead, Donnie. Feeling this?
Yes, it's one of my favorite songs.
Very long song.
It's a long song, a very disturbing twist at the end of the song.
Yeah, as a youngster, I always would listen to that part going, what are we doing here? But it was very strange.
And then when they used it in Apocalypse Now, the scene they used it in,
phenomenal.
very disturbing, but really awesome at the same time. But this is the end.
at least for Brian Daboll. All right, as we continue with our Giants conversation, we only want to bring in guys with rings. So Carl Banks was with us. Now we have Chris Canty, who's joining us now. Sportsmanlike on ESPN Radio every morning. You see him on all of our shows as well. And I consider him a brother on the show, right? He's not we always say friend of the show.
No, he's more.
Chris Canty's like a brother to the show.
He's got blood in the ground.
Cece, what's happening?
Man, nothing much, fellas. I mean, other than the New York Giants firing yet another head coach.
Yeah.
I hate being in this place where we're hiring and firing coaches. Seems like every other year, but that's where the Giants have been since Super Bowl 46, and unfortunately they haven't come close to being able to get to those heights as a franchise since that moment.
Yeah. All right, so I have to I'm sorry, Donnie.
Yeah, sure.
I want to say, because I think you two are going to have it out now. I am curious. I need to know, because Don from the start of the show has been saying one name and one name only as someone the Giants should be bringing in here. That name is Bill Belichick. What say you?
No. Bill Belichick, with respect to his career, I think he's shown that he's not somebody that commands that institutional control that he once had that made him famous with the Patriots. The do your job bit was something that resonated with an older generation of athletes. I don't necessarily know that connects with the athletes that are in today's game. I think you're seeing some of the struggles that he's having down at UNC. And we're in a time and space where the college game resembles a lot of the pro game. He lost his touch at the end in New England. I just don't think the Giants need to be moving in that direction.
Well, Allen definitely sold it a lot more than I even sold it myself. I just said I'm not completely on board, but the reason I threw the name out, because there's risk for everybody, especially guys without a lot of experience, Chris. The only reason I even suggested is because never mind who's going to lead this team back to a Super Bowl, I need to get the ship right, man. This has been an embarrassment. 3 straight 2-8 starts. I mean, they become a laughingstock. This once proud franchise is a mess. And I just thought if you bring somebody in to kind of just stabilize it, you don't think he could even do that?
I don't think he can do that. If I did, Donnie, I'd be all on board with it. I just want somebody that's going to come in and be a base hit. I'm not looking for the home run hire, to your point, but I don't know that that's Bill Belichick. I think there's a lot more risk than what the potential reward, what the payoff would be.
No, that's certainly a fair analysis of it. But I asked Carl Banks about this, and I'll ask you about it. They've gotten it wrong 4 straight times. How can that be possible? It's like with the Jets with quarterbacks. They can't all be bad. Something must be rotten within that 4 straight coaches have fell on their face. What else could it be besides just hiring the wrong coach? Could some of these guys been right if things within the organization was functioning?
Oh, absolutely. And I think anytime you go through this cycle of hiring, firing coaches, you have to look at the hierarchy within the organization. They say a fish rots from the head down, and John Mara has to own a certain amount of this. Now, to his credit, I think he gave Brian Daboll a lot of runway, certainly more than he gave McAdoo, Shermer, or Judge, but the result has been the same. I mean, Daboll started off 7-2 and proceeded to go 13-38 over his next 51 games. So it's not as if John Mara had a quick hook. He gave Brian Daboll ample time to be able to implement his program and be able to establish an identity that could lead to sustained success. And Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen just haven't been able to do it as a tandem. Now, we'll see what happens and who Joe Schoen goes with as his next coaching hire, but he's the next one that's going to be in the jackpot. And I'm not sure how much time he's going to have to get this thing turned around.
Obviously, Chris, this is not the ideal situation, but I had gotten to the point with this Giants team where I felt like, don't even root for W's. Let's just root to end this thing and start over again. Where were you prior to this weekend? Were you hopeful there was any out for Daboll, or given how bad things were, was this sort of the ideal situation, is end it and cut bait?
Peter, I just wanted them to win, right? And I don't feel like I'm asking for too much to ask them to hold on to a double-digit lead in the final 5 minutes of the game. I don't think that's asking too much. I mean, and yet we're seeing it game over game. The New York Giants blowing double-digit leads in the fourth quarter on the road. And I just don't want the young players on this team to get comfortable with that being the norm. And so I think a change had to be made. Certainly the optics of Jackson Dart going to the blue tent seemingly every other week to get checked out for a concussion doesn't help. But beyond that, man, there's a certain level of competency going out there and being able to finish the game after you do all the work to put yourself in position to win. Teams, before you win the game, you got to find a way to avoid losing the game. And it just seems like the Giants found new and creative ways to lose games every week.
So you see, you're a defense guy. Should Shane Bowen have gone out the door with Brian Daboll?
Clearly what Shane Bowen has been doing is not good enough. But I also understand the organization wanting to be able to maintain the coaching staff, wanting to be able to give interim head coach Mike Kafka an opportunity to see if he can do something, to see if he can find a spark. And when you have that much change, if you're firing the coordinators, you're firing the head coach, I just think that would have been too much for whoever's stepping into those shoes to be able to overcome. So I get why they kept Shane Bowen around. I don't anticipate that he's going to be around after the season's over with. I think they're going to clean house, but I understand why they kept him. And this is an organization that's at an inflection point in terms of where they're going. There's a lot of change that's happened in the 1925 Giants drive, and I think that they just wanted to maintain some continuity in the midst of a huge, huge move in firing the head coach.
Chris, would you have brought Shane back?
No. And Donnie, it would have been hard for me to get past the optics of Joe Schoen yucking it up in his command center on the eve of free agency, laughing about the identity of the team not being a $13 million a year running back. And then said running back going down the turnpike and rushing for 2,005 yards and having 15 total touchdowns on the way to being a catalyst for the Eagles winning Super Bowl 59. I'm sorry. That would have been a fireable offense if they couldn't get it turned around this year, which they didn't. And then, oh, by the way, seeing what Daniel Jones is doing with the Indianapolis Colts and having them out to an 8-2 start. I mean, you're seeing draft picks, homegrown players, go to other teams and thrive. What is it about the New York Giants and our culture where those guys can't do that here? And everybody comes up with the excuse, oh, well, they wouldn't have been able to be that here, or they wouldn't have had this success or productivity here. My question is, why? Why can't it be here?
So if you don't want Bill Belichick to be the next head coach like Don does, then who do you have in mind? And if you don't have a name, then tell me what type of coach it has to be next to put an end to this endless cycle of turning over a coach every 2 to 3 years.
It would be one of the three coordinators on the West Coast. Either it's Clint Kubiak from the Seattle Seahawks, whose football royalty is Daddy Gary Kubiak, was the man won Super Bowl 50 with the Denver Broncos. I was with Gary when he was with the Baltimore Ravens. He helped guide us to a playoff appearance back in 2014. I love what they're doing. Clint has got the most explosive offense in the NFL. Quite literally, nobody has more 20-plus yard plays than the Seattle Seahawks. Seeing what he's been able to do with Sam Darnold, I would be excited to see Jackson Dart, Malik Neighbors, and Cam Scatterboo in that type of offense. I love the defensive coordinators for the LA teams, whether it's Jesse Minter or Chris Shula with the Chargers and Rams, respectively. I think both of those guys have what it takes to be a head coach, but also they have what it takes to be a program builder. So it would be somebody of that ilk. I like somebody that can grow with this young team, somebody that's going to bring the energy, somebody that's going to bring the juice. And, yeah, they're going to have to figure out some things on the job. There's going to be some new learnings when you're stepping into such a big role. But I like the upside when it comes to one of those three coordinators. I would be fine if the Giants go with any one of them.
Can you feel good enough about where Jackson Dart's development has been with this offense to not have to make a head coaching decision based a lot on quarterback development?
Oh, well, Peter, I mean, I'm with you. I mean, I know it doesn't feel like it this year, but I love what the Washington Commanders did when they hired Dan Quinn. They got somebody that was going to be the head coach of the team, not just the head coach for the quarterback.
Right.
And I'm a big believer in coaching all 53, not just coaching one of 53. And we get it. Quarterback is the most important position in all of team sports. But if you don't have the other guys doing their jobs, it doesn't matter what the quarterback is bringing to the party. So I think it's important for the New York Giants to get somebody that's a good communicator, somebody that can bring energy, somebody that can command respect in the locker room, and somebody that can connect with this generation athlete. So I like the idea of hiring somebody because you think they're going to be a good coach for the entire team and not just one of these quote-unquote quarterback whisperers.
Chris, do you think if Kafka does a decent job here in the final 7, he might get a serious look?
No. I mean, he's complicit in everything that's happened with the New York Giants over the last 3 years. They're 11-33. He's got to own some of this too. He's absolutely got. I mean, that is abysmal. They've got up to what, 3 straight 2-8 starts. He's got to own that. So no, I don't think that Mike Kafka is going to be the guy for the Giants, or he's going to get consideration from the Giants. Respect to him. I think he's got some good traits in terms of how he likes to do things, but I don't see him being able to be the next head coach for the Giants.
The man is Chris Canty, the show Unsportsmanlike, every morning on ESPN Radio. CC, love you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, dude.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.
Knew he'd have a lot to say.
Yeah.
But, Don, how do you feel? He completely shot down your Bill Belichick dream.
Dead as a doornail.
Out. Never. Don't even bring it up anymore.
I just brought it up as a question. All of a sudden now I'm walking around the building with a sign, hire Belichick.
Please hire Belichick.
I wasn't even going to go on board, and you're completely misrepresenting my suggestion.
Felt like you really were pushing for it, like you wanted to happen.
Yeah.
Right?
I was just saying that why dismiss, with all the candidates that are being brought up, why dismiss him?
I don't know, but
he brought a great point.
You made a great case. You made a very good case, and then once Chris said no, it's as if you backed off. I was surprised. I thought you were going to.
He was hoping. Alan was hoping to get a full-blown throwdown, drag out.
Because, well, first of all, I'm not owning this suggestion to the point I'm going to go all of a sudden fall on a grenade for it. And he made a great point, and you guys made a great point before the break. Maybe you're not. Maybe I'm looking at a different Belichick than what currently exists now. As you said, didn't end well in New England, and certainly it hasn't gone well in North Carolina. He seems like he's a bit of a different person. So maybe I wouldn't be getting that Belichick. So
that's the thing.
He made some good points.
Well, I think in the 5 o'clock hour, as we reset, I think we should dive deeper into the Belichick of it all, because there are a lot of people that are suggesting Bill Belichick. It's the obvious name to go to. And we were discussing some things off air that we should definitely discuss on air about why that's probably not the best idea and the best route for the Giants to take. But we have more calls to get to at 800-919-3776. We'll get to them next. Stay with us. Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN, New York.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
The Hess stock car racers are loaded with lights, sounds, and a powerful racing motor. Only at HessToyTruck.com. Free shipping and batteries included.
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window & Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window & Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window & Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series. Andersen, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window & Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn or call 718-WINDOWS.
Why do you go to Princeton Longevity Center?
We go to Princeton Longevity Center because my husband's cardiologist told him having this exam saved his life.
Because somehow 20 turned into 40, and now I need to take my health more seriously. The Princeton Longevity Center designed a program to keep me healthy and active, so 50 and 60 will be no sweat.
Because even though my cholesterol is high, it turned out my arteries are clear. That's a big relief.
Whether you want to make the most of your future years or just want peace of mind, you need the Princeton Longevity Center. Their comprehensive preventive exam combines the latest technology with caring experts to create your personal plan for staying well.
Because I shouldn't have to wait an hour for a 10-minute physical. I go to Princeton Longevity Center because I get everything done in one day and take my results home with me.
Find out why you need Princeton Longevity. Call 888-8000-PLC or go to PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. Call 888-8000-PLC. That's 888-8000-PLC.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Michelle's Moment here for Gainbridge and their Give Back program, Gainbridge Assist, powered by Parity. Gainbridge and Gainbridge Assist, powered by Parity's goal is to empower girls and women through sports and education, providing 32 organizations in 21 states $222 of grant funding during 2025. These grants aim to level the playing field and expand access to sports and education for girls and women across the country. Here's to a future with no limits for women's sports with Gainbridge and Gainbridge Assist, powered by Parity.
Harry Douglas here. Look, being a man doesn't mean skipping self-care. Manscaped makes it easy to feel confident, clean, and ready for anything. Whether you're at work, hitting the gym, traveling for business, or heading for a night out. The Lawnmower Trimmer gives you precision, the Beard Hedger keeps your look tight, and their grooming essentials smell incredible. Manscaped's tools are built to perform, helping you stay sharp, smooth, and feeling your best every single day. Because real confidence starts with a clean cut and the right gear. Get all the Manscaped products you need right now at your local Target.
NBA fans, the race for the Emirates NBA Cup is on.
Let the games begin.
30 teams will start, but only 8 will advance.
Oh, he puts it in!
And only one champion will capture the cup.
Let's go!
To finish first, they'll have to put the pedal to the metal. Who will capture the cup? Well, let's see what happens on the court.
Basketball is back!
Emirates NBA Cup Group Play continues every Friday on Prime.
D'Agostino & Associates is a legacy firm, and I'm proud to be a part of that legacy. I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and like my father, I fight to get justice for the injured.
The hustle and grit of these streets shaped me. I'm John D'Agostino, and from the concrete to the courtroom, I built this injury firm 35 years ago to get accident victims justice. So call my team first, 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
You want justice? Think Jenna D'Agostino. Think D'Agostino & Associates. Justice isn't just a word. For us, it's a way of life. It's having compassion for your struggle and getting you paid for your pain. Now that's justice. D'Agostino & Associates means being there for the injured.
Seriously injured? Call my team first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there, and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino Law, Bite Back.
Jacob's working.
I mean, listen,
I love
it's
it.
hard not to say it.
You guys, I feel like right now in the show is a perfect time to bring in one of the most passionate Giants fans we know. And that, of course, if she still has a voice, is Tessa from
she
West
doesn't
Caldwell.
yell anymore.
Hi,
Guys,
Tess.
thank you so much. Hey, guys, thanks so much for taking my call. I do have a voice. I had the tea this morning, the halls. I do have a voice, so I do appreciate that because I know last time I sounded atrocious. But I do want to comment on something you said earlier about Don. I just want to make a correction. I feel like Don is already a superstar. He's not ascending. Now he's going to the next level, like supernova. So in my eyes, Don is already a superstar. You know what I'm saying, Don? You already there. You just ascending now to like
so
a supernova.
true.
You know what I mean? Like,
How
that's all
long
I
do you
was
think,
saying.
Tess, does he give it before he puts us in the rear view?
Yeah, enough is enough.
Yeah, I'm too big to be doing this.
Listen. I'm hoping Don don't do it. Don is just such a true at heart person. I don't think he's gonna do us dirty like that. So I'm gonna say he's not gonna do it. I'm gonna say he's not gonna forget about us small people. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna stand by it, Don.
Well, maybe Peter. I don't know.
Maybe Peter. We could go with
me in
that. That's just like
I'm
I told you I
not
was
going
going into that contest because, Carlin said that, since Peter was hosting the UFC thing that he would do whatever we say, and he mentioned something about white walls. I was like, I have those. So I wanted to enter that contest so that maybe Peter can go out there and go ahead and clean my white walls up. But, I don't know if I'm going to win. That was last week. I don't know if you heard that, Peter, or not.
No,
But,
if Tessa wins the contest for UFC,
yeah,
it'll be the night of your life.
Wait, but I don't understand the
She
white
went
walls
to a
part.
game with Jake and with Bart.
Oh, I heard.
Well, it was a Knicks game, right?
Yep.
And Bart still talks about it.
To this day.
To this day.
Awesome.
Listen, that's a hot contest right now. Everyone wants to be
Everybody
at UFC
wants to
322.
hang out with you at
I know.
UFC 322.
Absolutely.
All about
Because
me.
as a person, Peter's awesome. Even on Hot 97, awesome.
Wait a minute.
But like from fan to fan, like Don said a couple months ago, I hate his guts. You know what I'm saying? But
I've been
on
pretty
the
nice.
other end of
It really hasn't been very spicy between. Hasn't been very spicy with the Giants.
As a
year.
person,
hate his guts.
Peter's really nice. But
never like that start.
But yeah, as a fan, hate your guts, kick you in your throat. But I'm not going to do it. Violence is not the answer.
Very
But
violent.
as a person, dad, everything, he's the best. He's the best. I have a lot of respect for. And as a wrestling fan,
all right,
100% respect.
Tess,
But anyway,
we only have 2 minutes left. So how do you feel about your Giants right now that Daboll is gone?
I'm be honest with you. Yesterday I was at a tipping point, and I really was about to stop watching football the rest of the season. So honestly, it makes me feel better. Do I want Shane gone after this season because he, just like Chris Canty said, he's accountable for a lot of things. Mike Kafka, no, trash. You're done after this year. Okay, thanks for staying, but you're done after this year too. But I do have some coaching suggestions, and I know Don said that he did bring it up. No, I don't want Belichick. These are just my suggestions. You said this is far-fetched for me. I wouldn't mind Nick Saban or I know they neither one of them coming out of retirement. Nick Saban, or I know this is crazy. I'm gonna be like, Tessa, he's old now. What about Bill Cowher? I just feel like that one of those two are the ones that Don is talking about. Like they can just come in and get that respect. We can't even tackle. So we need a coach on some Tom Coughlin stuff that blacked out just because they wasn't tackling the correct way. Like, we need that. We need discipline. We just need the basics. We need the foundation built up. We have so many cracks in our foundation right now. We need it all tore down to the ground, and we need to rebuild it.
You know what you need? You know what you need? What you're describing would be taking someone else's trash and making it your treasure.
Mm-hmm.
You feeling me, Peter?
Mm-hmm.
Don, you feeling me?
That's
what you're looking for, what you're describing, Tess, is basically what you're hoping for is that a franchise whose fan base has been fed up with a coach that they've had for a long time, and the franchise finally decides to move on, or they both mutually part ways, and he becomes available, and that is exactly the Tom Thibodeau type of coach you're looking for. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Mike Tomlin.
Correct.
Oh my God. Oh,
and if you watched the Steelers last night, like it could start to turn in Pittsburgh, man.
Oh, guys, if we just need somebody strong like that. Like, I do understand what you're saying, but we can't shake the foundation too much. But Shane Bowen is so responsible for the defense. I don't want to watch the next 7 games of the defense doing what they're doing right now. My TV might not be alive. None of my TVs, because my phone might be in the TV. But Tomlin coming up in here, whoever he brings, like, listen, that DC at the Lions right now that took over for Aaron Glenn, he's balling right now. Like, we need somebody like that for our defense. We have too many pieces for our defense not to be top 10. I'm telling you right now, we just need Salah. Let's say we had Salah over here. Are you kidding me? Our defense would be insane right now. You know what I mean? We need something like that. We need something like that. If we can get Mike Tomlin, I'm telling you right now, guys, I don't even know. Like, I don't know. I might have to go get like some help for excitement.
There you go.
Because I will be done.
Every Steeler fan, but like, you can have them.
It's amazing how many Steeler fans are just done with him because they've heard the voice over and over again.
Right.
He hasn't won a playoff game in, what, 10 years?
Well, both could be true, where they could be done with them, but you know what? The Giants would be like, I'll take 9 and 8. Right. I'll take 10 and 7.
Right. We'd love to be just good every year.
But isn't that why? And I know this does not feel as sexy. This does not feel as sexy at all as Tomlin.
Here we go.
But when you look at the results and you want to be more realistic, Mike McCarthy is a guy, Don, you said it earlier. You said you're not thinking about championships necessarily immediately. You want to right the ship. You want stability. You want a leader of men. It's not sexy.
Kenny said, I'm just trying to hit a single right now.
Mike McCarthy, he might be a double, not even a single. Might be a little extra base hit. It's not a home run. You're not running home from screaming, but it's something.
But you can't have the audacity to think at this stage who's going to lead us to a Super Bowl. You're not even close to that. Right now, you're not even close to getting out of embarrassing. So just kind of stabilize things. Now, it'd be great if you found somebody young enough and good enough he's here for the next 15 years and you win a bunch of Super Bowls with him. But right now, don't you kind of have to reset? Just get back into the game.
Hey, listen, Mike McCarthy and Mike Tomlin, last time I checked, they're jingling the same number of Super Bowl rings, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, real quick, guys, and they both had a great Hall of Fame quarterback to get it done
that
when
was
it happened,
helpful.
right?
Yeah.
Now, real quick, guys, FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets, from yards to touchdowns to who's going to win. With FanDuel, any play can be play of the game. Tonight, FanDuel's giving all customers a 30% profit boost token. That's right. You can get in on the action with a 30% profit boost token this Monday night. So make FanDuel. It's a good game tonight, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Jalen Hurts first start at Lambeau.
And
Eagles
it is
packed.
Freezing on the frozen
Trust
tundra.
me, I see Swagoo's denim jacket. I know. So head over to FanDuel.com/Peter to bet on the game and play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 and over, physically present in New York, opt-in required, bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com for help with a gambling problem. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY, text HOPE-NY at 467-369.
So we will get back into the Giants. We'll reset with you on the news of the day. And the biggest question of all is really who is the best candidate to replace him as head coach? Because for the Giants now, it's all about going forward. And also, should Joe Schoen have gone out the door with him?
Mm-hmm.
That's coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. Stay with us, Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN, New York.
At the 5-yard line, handoff Breece Hall, finds a crease, runs left, he's into the end zone for a Jet touchdown. Jets fans, clear the runway and be at MetLife Stadium for Week 13 as your New York Jets take on the Atlanta Falcons. Sunday, November 30th at 1 p.m., presented by New Jersey Lottery. Join us as we celebrate First Responders Day. Don't miss your chance to be at the game. Lock in your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. Grand Central eastbound, not moving much. Heading over to Citi Field. Looks like a crash right before Northern Boulevard. Traffic is stopped there, getting past LaGuardia. Best of it's to the outbound George, southbound Deegan and Henry Hudson. Cross Bronx westbound, slam from White Plains Road on through. Inbound George, no issues for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 15 to 20. Outbound Hung at Arenia 20 to 30. Not so great in Jersey Turnpike Eastern Spur southbound. A crash in the center lane by 15X in Sea Caucus. Traffic is solid there from Route 3 on down. Good news, 21 back open in both directions by Park Avenue in Nutley. Accident investigation moved out of the way. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Coach Saban here. On the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
Exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
This college football season, show your school spirit every time you pay. Introducing college-branded Venmo debit cards. Rep your team on and off the field with custom school designs that let everyone know who you root for. Whether you're tailgating, grabbing snacks for the watch party, or celebrating a win, you can unlock 15% cash back at ESPN, 1 free year of Perplexity Pro, and more. This college football season, score more with the Venmo debit card. Get yours now in the Venmo app. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard.
Max cashback varies. Terms apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank, N.A.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for 3.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
5:03 in the big city with Don LaGreca and Peter Rosenberg. I'm Alan Hahn. 800-919-3776 is the number. Get involved in the conversation today. The biggest news of the day today, of course, is Brian Daboll is out as head coach of the New York Football Giants. John Mara said that he is keeping Joe Schoen on as the general manager. Said in a statement, Mara did, "We feel like Joe has assembled a good nucleus of talent, and we look forward to its development. Unfortunately, the results of the past 3 years have not been what any of us want. The results of the past 3 years, everybody, is 11-33. And that's the reason why the Giants are looking for a new head coach. Mike Kafka will be the interim head coach. There's some thought that he will be involved in the process. But for now, that's where the Giants are as they finish off this season. Before we get into the conversation with you and back to your calls, of course, I want to give you Game Time, brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because, boys, when it's game time... Okay.
It's Tully time.
I like when he holds it.
It's Tully time.
Some sort of technology they're working with, Peter, back there.
What do you mean?
It's like some kind of stretching.
Yeah, it's getting longer.
Yeah, something's up.
Oh, boy.
Way up.
The Rangers will once again try to get their first home win. They have not won at home yet.
No, I don't know. It's one thing to be 0-6-1 at home, but they've been shut out 5 of those 7 games.
Oh, my God.
5.
They just
tied
don't
a franchise record. We're 7 games into the home season.
Wait, do
How?
they have 6 goals right at home? Is it 6? And
7.
5 of them came in one game?
Yeah, I got 5 came in one game against San Jose. And I think they scored another goal somewhere else. But how do you get shut out 5 times in your own building, and it's the first week of November?
I can tell you how. I watched it on Saturday. You shoot it straight into the goalie's chest every time. How's that?
I know, but...
No?
Well, I'm just saying it's just odd, isn't it?
It is.
And then they're the best road team in the NHL.
Hilarious.
So it's there.
Yeah. Well, we're midway through November, almost. And they have not won a home game yet.
No.
That's
tonight. They're going to win by 7.
Okay. Donnie's calling it.
Wow.
They play the Predators. Coverage immediately follows us right here on 8080 at 6:30. Note the start time. That means we, of course, have a truncated show. But Don's already predicted a win. You must listen now. But if you don't want to listen to that, well, turn on your televisions, everybody, and get ready.
Yeah.
This is going to be special. You will be entertained by the one and only Don LaGreca.
Oh.
Thank you.
In New Jersey, where he is right now. Devils, Islanders at 7. Puck drop 7:08. 7:08 puck drop, Donnie?
7:08 puck drop.
7:08 puck drop. Gracie and I wanted to be there. Gracie wanted to be there.
I suggested we did a remote from here, but
what happened?
When I asked for things, I might as well just talk to my own elbow.
Did your elbow talk back?
No.
I didn't talk back either. It was something we could not work out. I wanted to.
It would have been fun.
We would have had a great time. But unfortunately, this was not going to happen.
I have a hunch there could end up being playoff remotes from The Rock.
That's a must.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that's happening, by the way.
It's on the table.
Playoff remotes from The Rock?
Come on.
Well, we
and also do them at UBS as well.
I know.
I got a feeling.
You think both?
I got a feeling.
All 3 of these teams are making the playoffs?
Who said 3?
Yeah. Hold on.
Anybody bring up the?
Yeah, he just said 2.
The team that can't win at home. We're not going to bring them up right now.
Well, they can't lose on the road, so that's good, right?
Yeah.
No.
Well, Devils Isles tonight is a must-watch, not just for Don, but just because it's probably going to be a really good hockey team. Two teams that like to get up and down. It'll be a lot of fun. So that's on tonight at 7:08. Puck drop on MSG. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. So, John, I think the first question we really need to go over, and there's names that we have already gotten from 2 of our experts we talked to today, Carl Banks, Chris Canty, about, okay, they made the move that every fan felt like was inevitable. So now Brian Daboll's his career as Giants coach is over. His tenure is over. Who should the next head coach be? What are you looking for in the next head coach? We've mentioned Mike McCarthy and Mike Tomlin if Tomlin becomes available as 2 resume coaches that can get you right, because that's, Don, what you're clearly looking for.
Yes,
you threw out the Belichick name, but really you're looking for somebody with a resume who can come in and get things right.
I think New York has got to wake up and realize it's harder to coach here than it is in a lot of other places, especially when you're a dumpster fire. And going the inexperienced route, and you look at the 4 failures, right? The only one that had any kind of experience as a head coach was Shermer, and he failed in Cleveland. All right, so McAdoo, Judge, Daboll were all first-time head coaches. The Jets have gone that route really since Parcells, right? They've had guys that were interim coaches like Bowles and Gase, but none of them with a ton of experience and none with winning. I think when you're the mess the Giants are, you got to bring in somebody with a little experience and a little history of winning. So, you guys, I told you that I was on the dock thinking about getting on the Belichick ship, but just hearing you guys talk and hearing what Canty had to say, you guys make very good points.
You just
You
said,
know what this is? This is what makes Don LeGreca special. He's not your yo-yo, run-of-the-mill, bloviating, screaming gas bag. He makes a point.
Bloviating, screaming gas bag.
He hears rational arguments from his colleagues, and he goes, you know what? Probably not Belichick.
I just
professional.
You convinced me that don't get on the ship. It's not seaworthy.
Right.
That's a beautiful way of putting it.
I could have said, I don't care. I'm a bloviating gas bag. I'm just going to go and sink with the ship.
Screaming gas bag.
Screaming gas bag. And if anybody knows my history, I think Peter nailed it. But I'm going to stick to my guns. Somebody with experience. So when you look at the coaches that are available, it would be hard to say no to Mike McCarthy.
Okay.
Now, you jump me and go, well, look how it ended in Dallas and look how it ended in Green Bay. Yeah, sure, anybody can win a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. All right, well, he's got a ring. All right, and he's a guy that, without trying, seems to win like double-digit games in the regular season. So for the same reason I was considering Belichick, I'm looking for somebody to kind of stabilize things here. All right? And will it result in a championship? I don't know, probably not, but we know that any of the other, the Lane Kiffins of the world or any of the assistants that Canty brought up are going to lead you to the promised land either. I need somebody that's got experience. The guy has won, has a resume. It's easy to pick apart anybody with a resume because obviously they've been fired before. Obviously there's going to be holes in their game. And we feel like I'll go with the inexperienced guy because there's no holes that we can see, but it doesn't mean that they're there. How about the success that you could see with a retread? So of the guys that could be available, doesn't have any baggage like a John Gruden. I know people are really high on Gruden, especially with the quarterback. But if I had to pick somebody, maybe my lead candidate right now might be Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy's last season in Dallas was 7-10. Before that, he had 3 straight 12-5 seasons. Right. Now, again, got to the playoffs and won 1 out of 4 games that he got to play in those 3 seasons. So that's part of the problem.
We heard you the first time.
Here we go.
We are horny at the rock.
Times a charm. Horn works.
The names that Chris Canty, for those wondering, the names that Chris Canty brought up that are, again, this is now the next coordinators types. Clint Kubiak, who's the offensive coordinator with the Seahawks. Obviously, a legacy coach in the NFL.
Put up some numbers for me yesterday, by the way.
And my God, that offense looks great, right? With Sam Darnold.
Unreal.
Jesse Minter is the defensive coordinator. He was with Harbaugh at Michigan as the DC. Harbaugh brought him with him to the Chargers. That's how much he thinks of Minter, and so he was DC there. Chris Shula with the Rams also, and that Rams defense has been good. Those were the names that Canty brought up. Here's what Jordan Renan said with Michael Kay earlier today, talking about early candidates to replace Daboll. And also, Kay was smart enough to ask about, what about Belichick?
I think Antonio Pierce is the guy whose name you're going to hear in this mix. Jesse Minter, who's the defensive coordinator for John Harbaugh in Los Angeles with the Chargers. That's a guy I would keep an eye on. I'm not sure about the big name. Bill Belichick's an interesting one. Can you see Bill Belichick coming with his girlfriend and roaming the sidelines for the New York Giants? I don't know. I just have a little problem imagining that. I think he'll probably back channel. So it'll be interesting to see if they do at least talk to him. I wouldn't be surprised if they at least talk to him. So
you got to believe there'll be at least like reaching out situation there, right?
Yeah,
Bill does have an from Bill's side.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be some way to say
his wife, his girlfriend, probably shoot over a text or a Facebook message, something like that.
Probably just doing an IG story.
Yeah, an IG story.
But no. Look, and all kidding aside, things did not start out well at UNC. Now they're not playing the top competition; they're in the ACC, but they have kind of leveled off a bit. He's won 2 weeks in a row now. They're 4-5, 2-3 in conference play. Okay. So it's not like they're 0-7 or 2-8 or like they're not embarrassingly bad.
That sounds dreamy.
But it's just the fact that in the beginning you wanted to see would this thing hit, would this be this big hit, and they got smoked in their first game, and it's like no one's really watched ever since.
Right.
But that's a reality. So he's not embarrassing himself at UNC, but it's obviously not what you would have expected from a guy.
And give him respect for trying it at least. Now, I've always been, you got to go with an offensive guy. It's an offensive league. You've got Jackson Dart. You want to mature him into becoming an elite quarterback. But you wonder, talking to Canty, talking to Carl, the one thing they seem to agree on, there's talent on this defense. And that talent has been failed by its coaching. Shane Bowen was not the right guy. So does that make you lean towards, all right, I might be good with a defensive head coach? Try to get the most out of this defense. Maybe Kafka stays as the OC because that keeps the continuity going with Dart. And then the head coach, can rely on, hey, Dart, maybe if Dart's good, if he's an elite quarterback, does it matter as much that you have to have an offensive head coach? Maybe, try to lean into the skid here with the talent you have on defense and hope to try to improve that. So maybe I wouldn't completely rule out the possibility of a really good defensive coordinator or defensive-minded guy to come here. What about that?
Guys, I got to tell you about my friends at Amazon and Amazon
Sure.
Pickup. It's the ultimate convenience play, Don. Trust me. We all know Amazon's already part of your everyday life, but Amazon Pickup, see, it takes it to the next level. If you're pressed for time like I am, you could choose to send your order straight to a secure pickup location that works for you. Amazon lockers and counters, they're located everywhere. No matter where your day takes you, your package is ready when you are, all right? Life never slows down. So instead of worrying about timing or schedules, your package is waiting for you. Now, for me, with a lot of different jobs and a baby at home, I'm always on the move, and Amazon Pickup gives me the flexibility to grab what I need between shows. All right? Errands, commutes, all that stuff. This is one thing that's simple. You order online and at checkout, you choose the pickup location that's most convenient. You get an email confirmation when it's ready with instructions to pick it up. It's quick, secure, and always at no extra cost. Check it out for yourself. Go to Amazon.com/pickupmvp to learn more. That's Amazon.com/pickupmvp.
800-919-3776. Let's get back to the busy phones. Everybody wants to talk about this. So, Stephen in Melville, you're up next.
Hey, guys.
Stephen?
Hey there.
Hello?
We got you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yo,
we
sure
do.
we do.
One more time when you're gone.
Oh, John, please. Yeah, the head coach for the Giants, what I want to say is that everyone would agree that it's very important to have chemistry. I mean, people forget it easily, but once it's mentioned, it's like, yeah, of course, chemistry. It's so important everywhere. And, the idea of Mike McCarthy, nothing happens in a vacuum. You can't just, look at Mike McCarthy and go, oh, would that guy be a good coach? You have to place him on the Giants and go, does he fit? And I do not believe he fits. We want to see someone, and I love to hear Alan say we want a leader of men, because it's just got to click. Everything's got to click, and that's what the Giants need to look for. And
You're
that's
absolutely right, Stephen. But the thing is,
Thank you, Stephen.
I think unfortunately, it's
chemistry in the marijuana you smoke.
Oh my God!
Another guy high as a kite.
I think he just had to get his notes arranged.
But the
thing is that don't smoke your notes.
Well, here's the thing. He's not wrong overall about what you're looking for, of course. The problem is you're not going to know chemistry and who's going to be the right person until they're here. That's what makes this whole thing a crapshoot. Well, we need the perfect guy for Jackson Dart. What does that mean? The right guy for... You don't know. There's a million personalities. There's 53 personalities
By the way,
in that locker room.
I was going to say, there's 52 other players that have to also relate. Otherwise, your defense is going to suck again when you have all that talent on the defensive side.
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and, again, wave the banner for McCarthy, but I was asked a question. There's not a lot of, guaranteed names out there.
Mm-hmm.
But, he's not the first or last coach to fail with a talented Cowboy team. They don't win with Jerry as the GM. They don't seem to since Jimmy Johnson, right? So there's been a lot of guys there that have gone there with tons of talent and didn't win, all right? So McCarthy failing there, well, welcome to the club. A lot of other coaches failed there. And if you read Aaron Rodgers' book, he got along with McCarthy. There were times they butted heads, but overall, looking back, he thought the experience was great. Aaron Rodgers is not the easiest guy to get along with. He did win there with Aaron Rodgers, the only Super Bowl that Rodgers has. Again, these guys have flaws, but to just say you don't think it would click with the Giants, why? And why are you convinced that it would click with any of these other guys that have no connection? If you're looking for a pick to click, then Kafka should get a look. He's been here a while. He's interviewed with other teams.
Yep.
The offense has worked. Does he get any credit for where Dart has matured?
He's
to
the
this
play
point?
caller.
So I mean, if you're looking for chemistry, wouldn't Kafka then have the inside track for that?
You would think so, because he already knows. Like, look what the offense looked like. You don't have to worry about that. I'll hire a better defensive coordinator, and we'll go from there.
So, I mean, Canty said no because he's part of the problem. And I get why Chris would say that.
Well, his record, he's part of the 11-33.
But I also caveated the whole thing by saying, well, what if they go 5-2 down the train? Now, we know that's not going to happen, but what if they did?
Well, they're so banged up. It's
right,
almost unfair.
but I'm just saying that wouldn't you look at him differently than if they just go 0-7 the rest of the way?
Isn't their next 3 games like Detroit, Green Bay?
Well, Green Bay's next, and I don't know what
New
Green
England.
Bay. Let me ask you something. If Green Bay were to lose tonight 30-3, would you be shocked?
No, but
would you be shocked if they won 30-3?
No,
I don't know what the Green Bay Packers
Thank you. I've been saying that all year.
All right. So, and the Lions, so I wouldn't think they'd beat the Packers.
Okay.
I wouldn't think they beat the Lions. I wouldn't think they beat the Patriots. You're right. But I don't know. Can we see what it looks like? Maybe at the end of the season we'll go, he did a hell of a job.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to help him because the defensive coordinator wasn't fired either. Then I might have said the defense has been the biggest part of the problem, not the offense. The offense's problem is that they just keep losing people to injuries, and we don't know the story now, of course, with the quarterback.
Do we even know he's going to play against Green Bay?
No, that's the next. I think the first thing that Mike Kafka is going to have to answer is what is the status of Jackson Dart for this coming week. Let's continue with the calls. We go to Joe down in Florida. Hey, Joe.
How you doing, guys?
Good. Hey, buddy.
Pleasure. Well, first of all, been a Giant fan for 50 years, more than 50, and was a season ticket holder at the old Giant Stadium, But 4 years ago, before they hired Daboll, I wanted Brian Flores as that coach. And they didn't go that route. I knew this was going to happen this season. They should have got rid of Daboll and Schoen last year. They didn't. And what the Giants need is a guy, not a coordinator, but a guy who has already been proven as a head coach. Someone proven out there. They failed on all the other coordinators. How many more coordinators do you need?
Right.
Not every coordinator is a good head coach.
Right.
Becomes a good head coach. Look at years ago when Dallas had Jimmy Johnson, North Turner, and Wannstedt. North Turner and Wannstedt never panned out as coaches.
Yeah, but you have
they were good coordinators.
To be fair, though, Joe, there's a lot of head coaches in the league right now that were coordinators that became head coaches. I mean, would you say McVay with the Rams is a good coach?
Oh, absolutely.
He was a superstar coordinator. Like, he had to get his first chance. I think Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota is a very good head coach. He was a coordinator.
Excellent.
Right? So
I know, but not all. But
not
saying
all.
With
You're
the Giants, what I'm saying with the Giants, now it's time to go a different route, not a coordinator.
Flores is very interesting.
Someone proven out there.
But Peter mentioned that he's suing the league, so that makes things a little uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
Particularly for a very conservative,
for a Giants
original
organization.
Giants organization.
Yeah, I agree
24 and 25 in his career as a head coach. However, that includes his first year in Miami when he went 5-11. Otherwise, he closed it out 10-6 and 9-8. So there's enough there. I think if he didn't have the whole lawsuit thing, I think he definitely would be a candidate. He may still be a candidate.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Peter is right. I think there's a little baggage.
We didn't hear Jordan say his name, right? We heard Antonio Pierce.
We heard Pierce. He mentioned Belichick. He mentioned he didn't, but he did not mention Flores.
Yeah, he didn't mention Flores, but there was another.
No.
He mentioned Minter.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Minter.
right.
He mentioned.
So,
now these names are going to start to emerge, and there's probably people that we wouldn't even consider that get popped up. There obviously seems to be the inexperienced guys. There seems to be a plethora. The experienced guys, there's not as many.
Mm-hmm. Well, the good ones have jobs. The bad ones
have jobs
aren't going to get another one.
Like Bill Cowher's not coming out of retirement.
It's been too long.
I don't think Mike Holmgren is coming out.
Mike Holmgren.
Wow.
How about Gibbs?
Joe, you think
I was going to ask you, how old was Gibbs when he came back?
Oh, the second time around? I'd say early 70s.
Yeah.
Now, that didn't not work.
No, relative to the time,
Yeah.
it was one of the better things they did.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I was, that's kind of what I was looking for. Somebody that's going to kind of get him back.
Yeah.
And he was in his 70s when he did it, right? Late 60s, whatever. So there's just not as many. That's why Mike McCarthy feels like a strong candidate, because there's just not a lot of experienced guys you feel good about. Oh, I didn't think about
We
him.
didn't think about one candidate, though, Don. And I think he's upset. I believe he's calling in.
You know, I've been listening to your program all day long on my radio down here in North Kakalaki.
We appreciate that.
Signal gets all the way down there.
Yes, it does. Very strong signal on 880.
Yeah.
You guys are on 1300,
No,
right?
no.
I thought it was your show.
No, you probably have us on the app.
Anyways, here's the one thing they've been saying all day. They're bringing up Belichick. They're bringing up Minters or whatever the hell his name is.
Right. Jesse Minter.
I even heard someone mention Mike McCarthy.
No.
Mark Holmgren.
No.
All these names. But yet there's one name. A man who's proven himself throughout the league. A man who's not only a leader of men, but a leader of dogs. A leader of animals. A leader of creatures.
Mike Vick wants to coach?
I'm talking about That's what I'm talking about.
We had some static there.
A man who can grab this organization by the throat, pick up a hard bottom shoe, and beat the fish out of it until it understands football. Score the damn touchdown. Sometimes it's that simple. But classic New York, overlooking Freddie Key. I'm gonna kill you.
You ever have to put Rosifer back in line ever?
Well, I wish you hadn't brought up Rosifer. We had to.
No, don't say it.
No, please don't say it.
No, we had to let him go. No, I don't mean put him down. I'm not an animal. We sent him back to the woods where it came from. Opened up the door. And
Jordan Woods?
Sent him on his day. We said Rosifer. Well, listen.
If you truly love him, you got to let him go, right?
Well, he very seriously wounded the third child in our family. And this one required surgery. So yeah, we had to let him go. But he'll be back. Anyways, ow. He deserves it. He has blood in the ground.
Probably should put his name on the list.
Blood in the ground.
He does have blood in the ground.
He does have blood in the ground.
Probably urine as well.
And by the way, and dog feces. It's all in the ground.
Don, that was the mic drop. We should have went right to break off that one. More calls coming up with your suggestions of who should be the next Giants head coach. And hopefully it's not Freddie Kitchens. 800-919-3776. Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN, New York.
Friends, it's football season, the best time of the year. You should be out there tailgating, cheering on your team, and enjoying every Sunday. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. You don't have to live like that. There's help. Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, and is dedicated to helping you get back in the game. Here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that deliver real results. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, and sciatica with a plan that's customized for you. Same-day and next-day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is always close. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Visit SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Most major insurances are accepted. That's SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
New York Lottery's holiday scratch-off games are the perfect gift for everyone on your list.
Like me, your Aunt Jules. I told you I didn't need a gift this year, but I secretly really want one.
Or me, your neighbor Frank. I hope you didn't forget I'm coming to your holiday party tonight.
Or me. Why does no one ever think of the voiceover guy? Anyway, New York Lottery's holiday scratch-off games have more winners and top prizes up to $5,000. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. We're going to start off in Jersey. Devils hosting the Islanders tonight at the Rock in Newark. Heading that way on 280 westbound. Looks like a crash right after 21 in the Stickle Drawbridge. Traffic is jammed there and backed up into Harrison. Eastbound side, a packed ride from the Garden State Parkway. Inbound George, nice and quiet for both the upper and lower decks. Worst of it's the outbound George, Cross Bronx westbound. You're jammed there from White Plains Road on through. Outbound Lincoln and Ernie about 20 to 25. An earlier broken down car in the Tube. Outbound Holland just about a 10 to 15-minute wait. Not moving much on the Hutch northbound in the Bronx. A crash right after Boston Post Road. Traffic is stopped there from Pelham Parkway. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
The city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports. ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
The Association on Aging in New York is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Older Americans Act, which funds vital programs for millions of older adults. Services include meals, transportation, home care, Medicare counseling, case management, and caregiver support. Today, people are uncertain whether some programs remain available. We can help. To learn more about these essential programs and how to keep them, visit our website at agingny.org. Sponsored by the Association on Aging in New York.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check if they're going for it on 4th down, before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I know this song. This is not called the breakup song, is it?
Yeah,
it
Greg
is.
Kinn.
This is Greg Kinn Band.
Yeah. Always had great names for the albums. Conspiracy.
How was this
I'm a
never
fan.
sampled?
Have to ask.
Did he also do the Our Love's in Jeopardy song?
Oh yeah,
that's this guy. Look at that,
Yes.
Donnie. Look at that. Can't call him one-hit wonder when you got 2.
No.
800-919-3776. Let's continue with the call. It's really amazing, too. The Giant fan base is massive. Like, if we're going to rank, if you would, not ranking as, like, who cares the most, but in size. Let's just talk about the popularity of a team in New York. I still would put the Yankees first, right?
Yeah, probably.
The Giants are very close.
The debate is I would still probably, because it's football, I would go Giants over Knicks, but I think that's the top.
Well,
three,
Knicks are
right?
such a unifier, right? Like, because there's not really a lot of competition where the Jets at least are pulling some NFL fans, and then you have a lot of like Steelers, Cowboys. You know, you have different fan bases in the city that take away from the
Doesn't
Giants.
it feel like everybody's got a football team?
It does.
Not everybody's got a basketball team.
It does feel like that.
But doesn't everybody have a football team?
Even Peter, who hates sports, he has a football team.
Well, and that's the one that he's the most passionate about. He's
Yeah.
a football guy.
Right.
Like you don't
That and
meet-
Broadway. That's all.
You
I
don't
care.
meet a lot of people that just aren't that are consider themselves sports fans that aren't football fans.
I think Griffin in Connecticut's a football fan. Would we agree?
Oh,
he's
is it
everything.
UConn first? UConn women's basketball.
Yeah.
Probably at the top of the list.
Right up there.
Then maybe
it's in the Heat, Capitals, and Saints. I don't know what the order is.
No.
Griffin. Wait,
Rank
how would
'em.
you rank your favorite sports?
I would have UConn basketball one.
Yep. Yeah, I nailed that one.
Yeah.
Probably the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Heat, Capitals, and then the Saints.
Wow.
You guys nailed it.
We know everything about this
We
man.
know you so well, Grifter. But you want to talk about the Giants and who they should hire.
Yes, and my idea, I told Anthony, it might be out of the blue, and it might really just be I don't think they'll hire him. But why try to reunite Jackson Dart with Lane Kiffin? I know it's out of the blue.
Well, it's not that out of the blue.
It's not crazy, Griff.
Yeah,
I think
But
people
I'm
would have
just saying
suggested.
he has done a phenomenal job at Ole Miss. He's been able to connect with the players a lot at Ole Miss. So why not try to bring him, maybe see if he can just start by building the culture back up?
Has Vegas put out odds yet, guys? Or is it too soon?
I will take a look. Thank you, Griff.
No,
On
that-
who will be the coach?
I will
Yeah,
take
I mean
a look.
Lane Kiffin. I wouldn't say he's the favorite, but that's definitely not out of the blue. That he is a major contender for that job.
Let's see. Latest odds.
Might be a little too early, but I thought.
Speaking out of the,
Well, who do you trust here? You trust Yahoo?
I only trust FanDuel.
I only trust
Dial up ESPN Bet.
ESPN.
Sorry,
Bet. You
too
can't
soon.
go wrong.
No, but
Sorry,
you
it is
should
our company.
trust.
Oh,
FanDuel.
is that what you just were doing? You were
I-
setting me up?
I thought you were doing it.
No, I wasn't. I was going to say, speaking of out of the blue, I'm having a blue blow pop for the first time in God knows how long.
Okay,
Wow.
good for
Okay,
you.
I was really worried there for a second.
Did you see the plate of pops they had out there?
I did.
I don't know what. I'm not a big lollipop guy,
Neither am I.
But
after enough time walking back and forth,
Yeah.
you get bored.
Kelly
I went,
Savalas with the
He's
bald head. And,
He's giving me the Savalas right now. Look at you.
Wait, is Savalas a lollipop guy?
Big
oh,
lollipop
yeah.
guy.
Kojak?
Yeah, Kojak.
Wait, Kojak was always sucking on a lollipop.
Always.
Yeah.
That was a big. That was his thing.
I loved that show, Don.
Like he was like Kojak was an around the way girl standing at a bus stop sucking on a lollipop.
That's it.
I didn't know that was Kojak.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I can't say the next line of that song, can I?
I mean,
Once you get started, it's hard to
make the hottie stop.
Yeah, okay.
No,
I
no,
guess you
stop.
could. I guess
You're
you
fine.
could. Yeah.
No.
I thought I'd stop. I used to
I don't
always
know
think
what
it
you
was
were thinking.
I used to think it was a different word, but okay.
Really filthy.
Well, we have here. I don't who they're referring to. Let's see. Yahoo's just throwing out some names, but at the very top, plus 400 is Lane Kiffin.
At the top,
plus 500, Cliff Kingsbury.
I don't like that.
I don't love
Yeah,
that.
Tom Rock had this earlier today. Thank you to Warren G, who sent this to me.
Well, by the way, so Griff,
Tom Rock put together some odds.
Yeah, but he just has it like Kiffin 4-1.
Yep, that's
Kingsbury
5-1.
Yeah.
Minter 6-1.
Yeah.
Kubiak. And then, like the first, like if you quote unquote retread would be Gruden.
10-1.
Yeah.
Jason Garrett. Oh my dear God,
Jason Garrett.
God.
Well, he's here once a week.
Oh my God.
No,
I don't get it.
not feeling it.
or Don hates Garrett.
Really?
Well, I don't know, like,
What do you hate about Jason Garrett? We were going to have him
You
on.
hate
tomorrow.
him dead.
It's
All right,
like,
let's get him on
it's
tomorrow.
Vanilla flavored vanilla. It's just there's
How dare
nothing
you.
there.
It's
It's like flavorless air.
It's whipped cream on vanilla.
Yeah, I don't get. Don's never understood the TV appeal for.
Like, I
him.
don't
Oh,
get the
that.
TV. Well, I mean, as
He's
a
a
coach,
coach.
it's like he was a if you give me a quarterback coach, I know he went to Princeton. I know that's a big deal for people.
So Mike Kafka is 16-1. If I got that right. And Flores and Belichick are all tied with him at the very bottom of this list. See, again, I'm looking at two things. See, to me, I don't rush this because there's two names that I will wait to see if it shakes free.
Okay.
One we've already talked about, Mike Tomlin.
Yes.
You know who the other one is?
Hold on. Shake free. Another shake free.
I know the other one you're talking about. And
Okay,
and Tom's got it at 15-1.
All right.
So they're in the league right now.
John Harbaugh.
Thanks, Don. I was looking at Peter, seeing if I could.
No, he's on his lolly. He's
no. It's
he
down.
was
No. Excuse me.
No, he's got the gum.
I'm in the gum mode now.
He's in the gum at the.
You know the blow pop works. I'm done. I'm down to gum.
Peter sucked it right to the middle, and now he has the gum in his mouth.
That's right. Sucked it dry. Now,
well, I don't know if that was necessary at all, and I'm sure we'll hear that again at 6.
Now, by the way, but Harbaugh, I would put Harbaugh at maybe even less of a chance than Tomlin.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
even
only
after this
because
year.
of-
And by
I
the way,
think-
they're doing what you said they would do, Don. The Ravens are turning it around.
I'm
Get
telling
healthy
you,
and get
Ravens
right.
are right there.
Well, watch
That's the
tonight.
only reason.
Tonight?
Why tonight?
Isn't it tonight?
No. If you think an NFC matchup affects the Ravens, sure.
Well, no. I thought
there's only one tonight.
What did I miss?
This
All right,
weekend.
Never mind. Look, I was busy this weekend. I had a basketball game.
But either way, they're turning it around. I don't see Harbaugh leave.
So
it's a nice
Eagles.
thought. I don't see him
But
shaking
that's
out.
why.
Okay.
I think because I don't think he's going to shake loose. If he did, he would be at the top of my list.
I agree. And talk about it. Like, first of all, this guy was a special teams coordinator.
Yep.
This was he's not an expert on either side of the ball. What he's an expert? Leader of men.
That's right.
Organization.
Right?
Yep.
This is the type of coach you're looking for where I don't have to be an expert in offense or defense, but I know how to run people. And that's why he's been there and lasted so long. So, okay, so you don't think there's any like if they have a poor finish to the season for whatever reason, you don't think they'd make a change? Because there were rumors in Baltimore early in the season that maybe it's time.
I hear you, and the playoff thing does get frustrating.
Yeah.
Listen, the Ravens are a level ahead of the Steelers. The Steelers aren't making the playoffs every year. The Ravens make the playoffs every year. They come up short in the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
But still, they're just generally so good.
There's a little. Now, listen, this is bold, but I
bold.
would think the hope that Dart can be Lamar or Jace, right? Like that's probably the feeling.
I mean,
but I'm saying from the type of like
Jace. You said
he's
a
not
Jace.
that big, but
You
I'm
said a
saying of a
Jace.
guy that's going to use his legs and then get better with his arm.
Yeah, you hope that he would be a tier 2 version of that. That's what
Yes.
you'd love to see.
Yeah.
Now, meanwhile, I want to tell you something real quick.
What are you going to do?
Well, it's about Amazon pickup.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
All right. Isn't that what it's about? Yeah, I think that's what it's about.
I think so. That's what it says here.
It's about FanDuel?
Yeah. That's why we were talking about
Here, see, this is
odds.
stuff that needs to be.
It was.
worked out.
We were there. We were so there.
No.
Odds. We were talking about odds. Yeah. If you look at your schedule.
Hold on. Yeah, but I just want you guys to know that it doesn't match up to what's on the paper.
Okay.
My 530 here says Amazon, but they're telling me it's FanDuel, so I'm going to tell you about FanDuel. I'm going to trust them.
Show me something.
FanDuel Sportsbook, guys. Tonight's the night. I just told you. It is the Eagles and the Pack.
Right.
In a frigid
Not the
day at
Ravens.
Lambeau. No, the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. And you will have the opportunity for a 30% profit boost token. All right? So you can get on the action with that profit boost token. All you got to do is make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Go to FanDuel.com/Peter. Bet on the game. Play with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 and over, physically present in New York. Option required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable. Profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369.
All right,
you don't
Don.
go. You don't go Tootsie Pop.
What do you mean? If it was there?
Oh,
Yeah.
No. Tootsie Pop. No way.
I like a Tootsie Pop.
You do?
Sure I do.
Oh, God.
I found out this weekend that Marco does not like a Tootsie Roll, which bothered me because I think they're fabulous.
You love
You think they're
really?
fabulous? Come
Fabulous
on, that's
is
strong.
strong.
We went to see the Blaze up in Sleepy Hollow on Saturday after the Devil game.
It sounds like you took them to like a gay club somewhere. Which, by the way, listen, I don't care, but
it's like,
they're
you
young.
go-
They're young.
Hey.
No,
Was Vito there?
No, like Van Cortland's Manor. They've got all the pumpkins like with dinosaurs, and it's really cool.
Nice.
So the Headless Horseman was there, made an appearance.
Oh.
Handing out Tootsie Pops. Now, Marco was so disgusted by it, but he ran to throw it away because he didn't want the Headless Horseman to know that he didn't like his Tootsie
Of
Roll.
course.
Because otherwise he's coming to get him.
Got to watch out for that.
Actually, it's a smart play.
You know,
Actually, it's a smart play.
Yeah,
I
no,
want
it's
to
wonderful.
get Don angry and then make him wait a whole break to respond.
I like this.
All right.
So, as we'll get to calls as well, 800-919-3776. Dan Orlovsky our resident contrarian on NFL Live.
Oh, boy.
Said the Giants made a mistake.
I'm of the belief this is a mistake by the New York Giants. It was clear that the quarterback and head coach had something going together, at least this production, performance, and hope. The fourth quarter leads are obviously something that you're sitting there and, killing yourself over. This team lost its best player, and then they lost probably their second or third best, certainly offensive weapon in Scatterbo. The fact that they had built these leads should warrant something, and the reality is this defense that's got a gajillion dollars or early draft picks had 10-point fourth quarter leads 4 different times this year, and they couldn't find ways to secure the lead either. And so as much as we want to sit there and say Daboll didn't get it done, a lot of the high-priced defensive talent didn't get it done as well. I think that Brian Daboll and Jackson Dart should have stayed together for at least another year.
Don's response next. Don Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Ox Spine at New York Presbyterian is always in pursuit of a better way to heal the spine. We're getting more people moving again with minimally invasive, non-surgical, and surgical treatments with innovative solutions for every back and spine condition and your unique needs. Expert spine care is available now across New York City and Westchester. Find a doctor at nyp.org/oxspine. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
John Ryan.
Yeah, Dad.
I think I came up with a killer slogan for our law firm. D'Agostino and Associates, bite back.
Bite back?
Yeah. When someone hurts you, you bite back. We'll be the law firm that bites back.
Dad, that's brilliant. Accident victims, call D'Agostino and Associates and bite back. Hey, we could even put a big vicious dog on billboards everywhere.
Yeah, and Rottweilers on buses.
Hey, how about a toll-free number?
What are you thinking?
Like 1-800-BITE-BACK.
1-800-BITE-BACK. That's brilliant.
But what if people hear fight back?
Easy. I'll spell it out for them, like 1-800-BITE, back. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
Love it. Hey, Dad.
Yeah?
All this talk about biting back got me hungry.
Me too. Want to grab lunch?
Sure. Hey, how about a jingle?
You mean like, D'Agostino, law, bite back?
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window & Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window & Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window & Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series. Andersen, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window & Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn or call 718-WINDOWS.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown." Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope. It's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Don, I think Jacob, this is like Emmy-winning performance today when it comes to DJing.
He's really put an effort, and he always puts in an effort, but today, above and beyond, my friend.
This is like the play. Like if you put this playlist together, the theme is very obvious. I mean, this is We Won't Be Fooled Again, and that's exactly what a Giants fan is hoping for. All right, I have to now give you this opportunity. You have been frothing at the mouth during the break. You heard Dan Orlovsky saying it was a mistake for the Giants to let Brian Daboll go because he and Jackson Dart have a connection, and you don't want to mess with that and mess with the young quarterback. So your response is what?
It's so lazy because, first of all, I didn't realize you can run out of an end zone for a safety on first take, too. I know he did that in the NFL, but it's almost the equivalent.
That is strong.
It is so. Listen,
he came out swinging.
Oh my!
No,
God.
it's an uneducated opinion of what it is. Because first of all, if you paid any attention, you knew that going into the season, the owner of the team, John Mara, said it's got to look better than it's looked when they won only 3 games last year. They're 2-8 for the 3rd consecutive year. Okay, so coaching matters when you're trying to build up a record. Okay, yeah, their defense has been god awful, but another thing I need to inform him on is the fact that was his hire. Shane Bowen was his hire. Wink Martindale isn't here because of Brian Daboll, and he wanted his hand-picked guy from Tennessee was Shane Bowen. So the fact that you're blaming it all on the defense, and he's right, the defense has been awful and they've been poorly coached, is also on the head coach. And those games weren't all blown by the defense. Remember, we gave him a pass, but Dart had an ill-advised pick in Denver, a play that never should have happened. They should have ran the ball and forced Denver to call a timeout.
Right.
But he decided to throw on 3rd down, and the kid got picked off. All right,
and they blame the kid.
Offense also has disappeared late in these games too, and the defense has been awful. So he's right about the defense. But man, come on, to sit there and say they made a mistake. Now, if you want to say they made a mistake doing it now and not waiting till the end of the season, that's what I thought he was going to say. But you can't watch this Giants team and believe that they're fairly coached. And if you want to tell me the whole tired narrative of, oh, but look what he's done with the quarterback, that's a reason to keep your job? When year after year after year, all you do is lose, and when the quarterback is playing well, and you still lose. Come on, man. And on top of all of the ignorance is the fact that he has only 1 year left on his contract after this. So let me ask you, were you going to extend him? Or were you going to have him coach as a lame duck? So what are we doing, man? What are we doing? Dan's tremendous at what he does. He whiffed on this bad.
Yeah,
real bad.
I don't know how you could look your fan base in the face and frankly the locker room at the end of this season in which, let's say, guys, they'll have minimum 4 games that they blew it in the 4th quarter. Minimum. We're barely halfway done. There could be 1 or 2 more. And you're going to turn around to your fan base who's paying money for tickets and your players who are risking their asses every week and go, we're going to trot back out the next year. And to your point, Don, you can't have them come out and be a lame duck. So we'll extend them. How could you do it? How could you do it?
No, you can't.
What has he proven that would make him worthwhile since he got here?
Don't you say, and I feel like a broken record, and I do apologize for all the diehard listeners that listen a long time. to have to hear this again. But the development of the quarterback, that's enough to keep your job? Is that all there is to coaching, is just making sure your quarterback is good? Listen, I would hire Brian Daboll as a quarterback's coach or even an offensive coordinator in a second. I think he's proven himself as a really brilliant offensive mind. The one thing he can't do is be a head coach in the league. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's plenty of brilliant guys.
I wish they
could not be a head coach. Don Coryell was a great offensive guy, not a great head coach.
Donnie, if only you could demote a head coach back to coordinator. So you know what? We're demoting you. You're under contract. We're demoting you. Right? Yeah. Like if you could do that, but you can't, obviously. But it's like, because you know what? We think you're really valuable as the coordinator, and we want you to work with this quarterback and continue to do what you do. But you're not a good leader of men.
And you know what's going to happen? I'm telling you what's going to happen. Book it. Is that he's going to get a job somewhere as an OC. And that team is going to do well, and people are going to go, oh, look at just another guy that left the Giants and did well. I would expect him to do well as an OC.
No, it's a totally different – the bottom line is he needs help.
He needs big help.
Perhaps better help.
Yes.
And this November, BetterHelp's encouraging everyone to reach out, check in on friends, reconnect with loved ones. The holiday seasons can be super tough. You don't want to be alone. You don't want to leave your friends alone. And if you've been struggling with anything, maybe a therapist is the way for you, all right? BetterHelp, they get the job done. Their therapists work with a very strict code of conduct. They're fully licensed in the U.S. They do the matching work so you can focus on your therapy goals. Super easy to use. They match you with the right therapist. You can change it anytime. It's that simple with BetterHelp. And with over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp's the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. So, on top of all that, an average of 4.9 out of 5 for live sessions based on over 1.7 million client reviews. Imagine that. This month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking on a friend or reach out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling pound 250.
Now, give me a second here because I threw the word ignorant out. And unfortunately, fragments get back to people. And Dan's a good guy, and he works with us, and he's a teammate and all that stuff. When I said ignorance, I mean ignorance on the subject. Because there were just too many holes in his argument that if he knew a little bit more on it, I think he might have a different opinion on that.
That's fair.
You're saying if he covered it if this was the only team he was covering every week, not every team in the league, he might view it different.
If he knew the contract situation, if he knew what John Mara said at the beginning of the season, if he watched every game the way I've watched every game, I think his opinion would be different. Now, I understand, what was that, on First Take?
It was on NFL Live this afternoon. It was a quick take. Very quick.
NFL Live. I'm sorry. But listen, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm sure there's a lot of opinions that I give where I'm misinformed on. And I would want to be told if I was. I think given that information, I believe his opinion would be different.
All right. Well, right now, as we consider all that, it's time to give you a game time. Brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey.
Show me something.
Because, boys, when it's game time.
It's Tully time!
It's Tully time!
I got to say, even that one feels like it just kind of gets longer, doesn't it?
Oh, these have all been altered.
Somehow, some way. This is getting stretched out. The Rangers are going to try again. Can they get their first win at home at Madison Square Garden tonight? They'll take on the Nashville Predators, who are 5-8-4, and by the way, 1-3-2 on the road.
There you go.
So there's an opportunity tonight. The coverage of that immediately follows us right here on 880 at 6:30 p.m. So we have ENN, and then you have Rangers hockey. Don is in New Jersey, as you know. He's at the Rock. He's got the Devils and the Islanders at 7. How about the Devils? They haven't lost at home yet. They are 7-0. Can they make it 8-0?
Hello.
Already 11 wins on the season. And Monday Night Football, Eagles and the Packers.
Just saw Brendan Burke. He's like, you are allowed to call games that are losses at home. I'm like, hopefully it's not for a while. Hopefully it's not tonight.
It's not what we do. You and I, Don. We don't call losses at home. Neither one of us. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. The two best words in sports. ENN next.
The Giants have fired head coach Brian Daboll.
He's out. Brian Daboll's been fired by the Giants, according to Adam Schefter.
I think that we kind of had a sense this was possible. We knew this was coming. It is just Brian Daboll who's been dismissed. That is the only one.
Offensive coordinator Mike Kafka will serve as the interim head coach.
The biggest thing this team can do is make sure it's protecting its quarterback. We've got a quarterback that has been evaluated for 4 concussions. We've got a team that has blown double-digit leads in 4 different road games.
Keep it on ESPN New York as the story continues to develop.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. I hope you have a great rest of the night. I'll catch up with you on Wednesday. We're going to start off again in Jersey. Devils are hosting the Islanders at the Rock in Newark. They picked up that crash on 280 westbound right after 21 and the Stickle Drawbridge. Still backed up into Harrison. New issue on the Garden State Parkway northbound right after exit 145 for 280. Crash out there in East Orange. You're solid from 78 in Hillside. Inbound George, just about 5 to 10 for the upper deck. Best of it's the outbound side. Still looking pretty good on the southbound Deegan and Henry Hudson. Cross Bronx westbound, just crawling from White Plains Road on through. Outbound Lincoln already about 20 to 25. Outbound Holland 15 to 20. Rangers are home tonight at MSG. If you're going to drive into Midtown, definitely want to stick with the west side over the east side of town. FDR, some solid slowdowns in both directions heading over to the 59th Street Bridge. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Score a win this game day with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup. Need that new football jersey for the big matchup? With Amazon Pickup, you can collect your order from secure Amazon lockers or counters near you on your schedule. Whether you're running from work or home or straight to the tailgate, Amazon Pickup makes it easy and worry-free at no extra cost. Don't miss kickoff. Grab your gear and your packages when it works for you. Find your nearest Amazon Pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
New York Lottery's holiday scratch-off games are the perfect gift for everyone on your list.
Like me, your Aunt Jules. I told you I didn't need a gift this year, but I secretly really want one.
Or me, your neighbor Frank. I hope you didn't forget I'm coming to your holiday party tonight.
Or me. Why does no one ever think of the voiceover guy? Anyway, New York Lottery's holiday scratch-off games have more winners and top prizes up to $5,000. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team.
Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey girl, I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager, hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station. This is an ENN special report. Now reporting...
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
Peter Rosenberg!
What happened to Bear?
That's not Bear.
That's not Bear.
It's Polar Bear. His name is Rosifer.
That's not Bear.
That definitely isn't Bear.
Bear's cousin, Rosifer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ENN.
Uh-huh.
You ever watch YouTube?
Ray-Ro.
Oh, boy. Off to a flying start.
Yeah.
I'd like to start off by
Brian Daboll running our board right now.
well, speaking of which,
Daboll, like a table?
I'd like to say good evening to Don and myself.
Some kind of stretching.
Yeah, it's getting longer. And to Alan and myself.
Peter sucked it right to the middle, and now he has the gum in his mouth.
That's right. Sucked it dry.
So proud of yourself, too.
Wow.
And I'd like to say good evening to Freddie Keehy.
Pick up a hard bottom shoe.
And to Freddie Kitchens.
He very seriously wounded the third child in our family.
We thoughts and prayers.
Yeah. No, big time.
Well, very seriously wounded, though, does not mean
Yeah,
mortally.
no, they're okay.
Okay.
He's not an animal, but he wasn't getting rid of the dog after the first time.
No, the kid still has 9 other toes.
By the way, I relate to that so much. You know, like we live in an era now where if like the dog does something, like people immediately are killing their dogs, sending them off to farms. In my house, when my brother was a baby, my parents' terrier mix, Herbie, bit his nose when he was a baby. He had to go to the hospital, had a little tiny piece of nose missing.
Okay.
And the message afterwards was, don't mess with the dog.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right.
Now people.
This is so exciting.
Now you're required to like, get rid of the dog.
Right.
The message then was, no, it's
Just be better.
Yeah, be better. Don't mess with the old dog.
Yeah. Did you learn? Right? Did you learn from it? That's it.
Yeah.
Do it.
You're going to punish the dog for being a dog?
Right, exactly. You're down on your knees. You're bothering it.
Right.
And the dog.
Do you throw out the stove because you burn yourself on it?
Yeah,
I
no.
told you not to touch the stove.
Exactly. That's my problem.
This generation.
I try to teach Maya. I try not to put her with the dog too much, but when she gets close, I gentle,
Sure.
and learn.
Yeah.
Natalie always yells at me because she's worried that I'm going to make her too comfortable with Bear, and I said she's going to understand. There's Bear, and then there's other dogs. We don't just go walking up to strange dogs.
But
you get to know the dog.
But Bear then gets comfortable with her.
We mean in a good way.
And that's what I mean.
Well, that's what we need.
That's what you're
right.
looking
But she's not worried about. We know Bear would. She could stomp on Bear's face. She's worried that it would not translate with another dog. But I'm like, we have to. In my opinion, we approach that. With other dogs.
Yeah. There's an understanding there.
I mean, also Bear can't resist at this point now that she's eating real food. Bear's licking her fingers. He's licking her toe. He's on
she's
everything.
got food all over her face. He's probably there to clean it up. Who needs a wipe?
He's living under her high chair.
Of course.
It's a time.
He's a smart dog.
Now, Garrett Wilson, unfortunately, like Rosifer, has been sent off.
What?
Yeah. He will miss at least 3 to 4 weeks, according to Rich Cimini, with the sprained right knee.
General soreness.
I would probably just call it a season. Let's not get him hurt anymore. Let's just let him get healthy for next year when hopefully everything's going to be all right.
Yeah, it hasn't gone the way you'd want it to go for Garrett this year.
No, not great.
And at this point, you love to see the effort you saw from the Jets, but do they need Garrett Wilson for that effort?
Well, I mean, your quarterback who really is terrible at throwing the ball does need someone to throw it to.
Is he going to be the one who's able to get him the ball? Like, is Justin Fields going to get Garrett Wilson the ball?
No. So what are you going to go from?
Great point.
Throwing for 50 yards to 25?
Don, there were drives yesterday where they were like looking like they got good position on the field, and then he'd be backward. They'd go backwards to a point where it's all right, now you're punting, and it's like it's 4th and 20.
But guys, these lines that we're seeing, with the exception of that one game a couple weeks ago, we are seeing with Cincinnati. We are seeing lines from Justin Fields. I've never seen a quarterback consistently put these up. Yesterday's 6 for 11, 54 yards, a touchdown and a pick.
How does it go from like 1 week where it's like 300 yards, the next week it's 54?
Cincinnati has a horrible defense, but still.
And Cleveland's got a very good defense.
Yeah.
But still, those numbers do not jive at all. But listen, you had a punt return for a touchdown, kick return
that was
for a
fun.
touchdown.
Yeah.
First time in franchise history, they accomplished that.
And of course, Breece Hall with the big run.
Can you imagine?
That was a majority of the passing yards.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. The
42-yard
reception for touchdown. Yeah.
On a screen pass.
Did you see Breece Hall? So Aaron Glenn, in a jovial locker room, gave out game balls like a coach does. Will McDonald got the first one, and Will McDonald's just all fired up. He had a couple of sacks, everything. He hands it to Breece Hall. Now you have to address the team. Breece Hall had like that meh look on his face.
Yeah.
Like, he said some positive things to the boys, held the ball for a minute, but knew the camera was on him, refused to really let you have a full smile. He had a little smirk, and then get me the hell out of here because I ain't here for this guy.
Well,
you could see it. It was, and Aaron tried his best to pump him up. Our workhorse. Like he's all fired up. And you could see Breece is like, man, stop.
Yeah, whatever, buddy.
Listen, you're not going to win over everybody, especially somebody who doesn't have a contract.
And knows you don't want him.
But, again, I know the morning show, Rick was saying, he discussed that they won the game, lose out. But we talked about it on Friday. There's still value to find out if you got a coach. And they've got every reason not to play for him, and they played for him. Now, Stefanski helped out. I mean, Cleveland twice had a chance to get the ball back. I don't know if you saw this, Peter. A give-up play on third down, and they get called for a defensive hold on a 3rd and 16. And then they still have a chance to get the ball back on a 4th and 5. The Jets are going to try to draw them off sides, and did.
You don't see it very often.
Yeah, that's a rare one. By the way, how bad does Shedeur Sanders have to be that they aren't even, not even thinking about it?
Well, they've never been interested. And
it's unreal. Like Gabriel's
another one that's just doing it with his legs.
He's just running around. He can't. He really doesn't have a great arm. But he's small and he runs around. It's like you can't do better than this.
Now you mentioned Breece Hall. Let's hear from Breece Hall on his roller coaster week.
I wouldn't say it's a roller coaster week. I've known the position I've been in since May, so it's kind of like, for me, it's kind of like, F it. It is what it is.
Ooh.
By the end of the day, I said I'm here to show up on Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays. So the other stuff is for y'all to gossip about and for everybody else on the outside to talk about. So for me, it's worrying about football.
Wow.
It's tough for running backs, man.
Checked out. I'm here for game days, because that's for me. All the other stuff, practice days, stuff, you don't ask me for anything. I'm just here to play football on a game day, and that's it, and that's for me.
Now, do you think Glenn's the reason he doesn't have a contract, or Muji, or both?
Well, it's all of it. Yeah, I think it's all of it. But, man.
It sucks being a running back, man.
Nobody wants to pay them. They're afraid to.
And remember, Saquon didn't win the MVP. Like, they just don't respect the position.
No, you're right.
It's getting a little better, but whether it's time for money, whether it's time for trophy, it's you just wonder at this point when kids want to play football and they start gravitating towards certain positions, are they like, I'm good at running back. Find me another position.
It pays well in college, though, so that's good.
Yeah, that's true.
Aaron Glenn on his first home win.
I just want to win. That's it. I just want to win, home, away. It doesn't matter. I mean, obviously, it's great to win at home in front of our fans. I've been saying this for a while. I want to build something that the fans are proud of. Listen, I know we're not close to being that yet, but I have full confidence that's what we plan on doing. And we're going to continue to focus on that. Focus on us and focus on being a team that the fans are proud of.
Now, I give credit to CBS. They found a shot coming out of commercial where it didn't look that empty. Like, did you see where they shot, like, upper deck corner? Let's try to angle it where it looks like there's at least a few people.
Zoom in on that one section.
But if you really looked, there were, like, sections of it. And I don't blame people.
Good.
Why would you go?
Yes. It was also, I told you, the weather sucked.
Weather wasn't great. Two awful football teams going nowhere. God bless the people that went.
No.
Don, and by the way, nice call for you. Nice pick there.
I just felt like they were going to show up. Now, I was wrong. They didn't show up.
They sort of
punt
showed
return and a kick return for a touchdown. But
special teams won the game.
You know what? I'll take my 2 points. He's the only one I got. Because I'm done with Buffalo. I'm done with the city. I'm done with the fan. I'm done with everything. You know what? Go head first into a table next time.
And by the way,
you got all of Western New York. You're out.
I want to root for this team, but man, they're frustrating. How do you get blown out by the Dolphins? I don't care where that game. They get played on coals of fire. You shouldn't lose. What was it, 30-13? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Dolphins. There was I don't know if it was reported, but when I watched that game, I could have sworn I saw golf bags leaning up against the bench.
Wow. Accusations flying right.
Yeah, it was.
No,
bad.
You're not
it was
wrong.
A bad effort.
No. They were all saying it too. They were just like, we were not ready to play this game.
No, because they got all. See, this is why you're a pretender. I'm going to tell you why.
Oh,
you've been dancing with the devil for how long now, right? And now you beat the Chiefs again in the regular season with it 5 out of the last 6 times. and that gives you carte blanche to just not show up against the divisional opponent the next week. You know what? Teams that aren't ready to win do that.
Letdown
If
game.
you fancy yourself a championship team, you're extra ready for that game against the Dolphins.
Well, think about it, Don. They always call those the classic trap games, but it's a division game. Those shouldn't be trap games.
It's a division game, and you need it. You know, you still haven't done anything. You have accomplished nothing, okay? Beat the Chiefs all you want. Peter said it last week. Beat them all you want. You almost wanted to lose to them last week.
That's what I said.
Just so you got it out of the way so you could beat them when it really matters. And here's Baltimore creeping up. Just saying, they're creeping up.
All right, you've talked a lot of NFL, and you know what? You've made me want to do. We have to push it. Makes me want to do an NFL binge.
This is.
I like it.
We're going to rub football all over ourselves today. I did consume a lot of football back in the day, pre-kids, in my underwear.
The NFL Binge.
You watching every game, baby? Are you watching?
All right, guys, let's go to Berlin, an OT winner in Germany.
Counter give to Taylor. Cuts at the 5. He's going to score. Touchdown.
Oh, tough call.
Classic steppage.
With the walk-off touchdown by Jonathan Taylor.
He's the MVP of the league and will not get a sniff.
No, probably not, because they're talking more Daniel Jones than him.
Yeah.
But it's like, Don, that call, though, let's go professionally here. You don't even let the play-by-play guy tell the audience first what happened. You have to say it first.
To Taylor. Cuts at the 5. He's going to score.
He's in.
Double.
He had to jump the play-by-play guy's job is to tell the audience he scored the touchdown, and you could not hold back.
They
That's
can't.
Not steppage. That's tacklage.
Yeah. Now Jonathan Taylor passes Edgerrin James to be the leading Colt touchdown scorer.
Wow.
In rushing TDs, let's hear from Jonathan Taylor.
Not only Edge, of course, I know he had the record, but you just think about the guys who we've had in this organization beforehand. And to be named amongst those legends, it means a lot. You know, I don't take it for granted, but I also understand how those guys got there and how I got there. And it's the guys around you. It's the guys around you that support you. Like I mentioned, the guys on the edge, also the tight ends, the O-line. It's those guys who put you into that category. So I appreciate my teammates so much, and it means a lot.
That's a good piece of audio right there. That's a quality
Don,
kid.
where would you rank Jonathan Taylor when it comes to running backs in the NFL today? Don? Did he do it again?
He ghosted us.
Damn right.
I don't understand.
Can't he just say, like,
I'm going to head out.
All right, guys, I got the game to do. Thank you. Like, let the audience know you're stepping away. He legit just Irish exits every time.
It's the old K show way.
Yeah, it is the old K. He learned it from K.
K did this?
Yeah, when K would be gone, they would just be like, Michael's gone.
K would give me an out. I'd go, Michael, you got to go? Yep, bye. That was it. So now it's done. You good? Yep. All right, bye.
Just say I'm going.
Yeah, I'm heading out.
Hey, thanks everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Like the guys will finish it out, right? Like no, just
because they're going to notice that you're not here, no matter how you cut it.
Just weird. Like, I don't know. Like he doesn't even want to say goodbye to us.
You feel bad. It makes you feel bad, doesn't it? Look, you're very sensitive.
I'm the king of the Irish exit when it comes to events.
Oh, I could see that.
That's so me. That's my move. But to do it in the show feels
it hurts. It hurts.
I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
In your face.
And guess what, Don? You missed the part you wanted to hear about. What the hell happened in Miami?
HN the pistol back. They pitch it to him. Left
there he
side.
goes.
And there he goes. He's gone. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Miami.
HN, have a day. Oh, my gosh.
I mean, I guess someone forgot to tell Miami the season's over as they rout the Bills. Josh Allen says the team just has to be better.
I got to be better. I got to be better in the protection game, in the pass game, in the run game, all of it. You know, it's anytime you turn it over 3 times, 2 in the red zone, and really you could count that last one, you know, driving, kind of going into the red zone. So that's a recipe for disaster.
You know, that's an old Mike Breen trick. I thought you were doing it.
What?
When you read the cut, and then he says exactly what you said, and then you stop it, right? Like, Josh Allen says he needs to be better, and then he goes, I have to be better. And that's all you play.
Stopping, that's it?
Yeah, back in the day on Imus, Mike Breen used to do all this audio, but he would, like,
set up the whole thing.
He would set up, and it would be hilarious the ways he would use it. I thought you did it there, which is why I chuckled.
Unfortunately, our system in 2025, I can't stop audio. So
see, back then the technology was so much more advanced than it is today.
It doesn't make sense, but the Buffalo Bills in a weird way.
Yes.
And meanwhile, we're back in a familiar place. The Patriots continuing to roll.
High formation, toss left. Henderson has it. Travion gets outside. Goodbye to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the house. Touchdown, Patriots. There's your ball game.
8-2, baby. Start the buses. We're coming back home on a short week. We need some sleep tonight. But we ain't getting any. Cause sleep for losers. We said that before. We are back, man.
I can't take
This is a thing now, right?
I can't take it.
In NFL radio.
And I can't.
The analyst, first of all, second of all, can't let the play-by-play guy finish the story.
We're back.
We're back. Sleep is for losers, Peter.
Got a short week.
I tell you what, call me a loser. I love to sleep.
I do love a good sleep.
I just don't get enough of it, but I love to when I can.
Man, that's
some call.
That's a big win for the Patriots. They, by the way, they handed us that one. You knew when I picked it, didn't you know?
Yeah.
You knew I was getting it right, didn't you?
That felt.
And it's funny because I love the
I couldn't do it, but that felt.
I love playing the Bucks too, but the Patriots just seem to.
They had nobody available.
They're banged up. Patriots are rolling.
And then, by the way, buses. Like you're in Tampa. You're getting on the plane.
Yeah, there's no bus.
What are you talking about?
No one's
There's
getting
no
on a bus. This isn't a high school game. Calm your nerves, friend. All right, let's continue on. How about this? An improbable comeback for the Houston Texans.
High formation, toss left. Henderson has it. Travion gets outside. Goodbye to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10.
Didn't we just hear this?
Touchdown, Patriots.
We just heard
Yeah,
this.
we just did. That's why I was like, wow, it sounds the same.
I was like, these guys all do the same thing. Well, that was a Davis Mills vehicle, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I meant this one.
7 seconds to go. Here's the snap to Trevor Lawrence. Backing up, stepping up. Lawrence tripped up. The ball is out. The Texans have it. Across the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Houston. Rankins. Game over. The Texans win it.
They trailed by 19 in the fourth. Now,
this has been a thing the whole year.
It's crazy.
In the NFL.
They were 0-76 all-time in games in which they trailed by 19 or more in the fourth, including the playoffs. God, that's a lot of times to be down 19 in the fourth. This is tied with the biggest fourth quarter comeback in the NFL this season. Of course, we know what game that was. Jags head coach Liam Cohen on the collapse.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is we gave up a 19-point lead to lose the game. Part of winning in the National Football League is sustaining a lead, and we just needed one stop. Didn't get one. And against a tough defense, points were hard to come by. You score 29. However, the points come, you feel like you're going to have a chance to go win, and didn't get it done.
A brutal game if you're a fan, if you're a bettor. That is tough. 19-point lead disintegrates. Now, in L.A., the Chargers starting to put something together.
Rush 4. Herbert throws. Caught. Touchdown. Chargers. Lad McCarthy, 16 yards on what, DJ? You called it, the in-cut.
I love how DJ let the play-by-play guy make the call.
That's exactly.
Didn't even say anything. Waited to be called upon. That was nice. This game pissed me off.
You're the Steelers again.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know who Alan likes and leans to, and one of them is the Steelers. And Aaron Rodgers.
He was bad. Like this is where the bad Rodgers starts to show, where he's glaring at teammates and making faces like it's everyone else's fault.
Glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, I think I need to. I expect to play great every single week, and this was not my best performance. I got to play better than this for us to win, whatever it takes. If it's better checks, if it's better throws, whatever it is, I got to play better. I will, but we got to bounce back. We got a division opponent next week. We're 5-4. We're ahead by a game in the division, and we got to play better on offense for sure. But, this is part of the season. There's ebbs and flows. There's ups and downs, and can't ride the wave. I felt like our energy, and it starts with me. It wasn't as great on offense. I felt like we were just kind of struggling a little bit and couldn't get a play to get going. We always say we just get a first down, we usually score on that drive, and we had so many 3-and-outs, and we hurt ourselves with a couple penalties.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Now, listen, they've lost 3 of 4. That shootout with the Bengals when Joe Flacco turned back the clock.
Yes.
Right? Then the heartbreaker, come from behind win for the Packers against the Steelers. They beat the Colts at home, you remember, by touchdown last week, and then they get really knocked around by the Chargers on Sunday Night Football.
And they don't have either one of their tackles, and yet the Chargers were still able to have offense.
They have the Bengals, as he alluded to, That's coming up next week for the Steelers. Now, the word is also Joe Burrow is practicing, aiming for a Thanksgiving return. So kind of a meaningful game, especially with the Bengals team that's been playing hard with Joe Flacco.
Yeah, the offense has been fine for the Bengals.
Yeah, the question is,
what he's been able to put up.
Can they stop anyone? Fight fans, get ready for UFC 322 this Saturday. Kick off fight night early with Team ESPN at the Rutherford, across from MSG from 6 to 7:30.
It's a good spot.
Enjoy Bud Light drafts and bucket specials all night. Score some awesome giveaways and hang out with the crew before the big fight start. That's the Rutherford, Saturday night from 6 to 7:30, brought to you by Bud Light. Proud to be the official beer sponsor of UFC. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. We have a minute left.
You know the Rutherford? You know where it is,
Of course I do.
8th and 33rd.
Yeah. We've done
Good
a show
spot.
there before. Right
They have
there.
a nice rooftop. Yeah, it's really great.
Alan, two crazy names we lost in sports over the weekend. The
Yes.
great Paul Tagliabue
Mhm.
and the incredible Lenny Wilkens. Both passed away.
Yeah.
Like two of the true sports names from my childhood. Lenny Wilkens, like the ultimate top-tier class head coach.
Well, think about it. Great player.
Great player. A little before my time.
New
yes,
York
very
born,
much.
Brooklyn guy. Came back to actually coach the Knicks. Class act, right? Who at that time when he was coaching those Knicks teams, he didn't deserve what he had to deal with there.
And, of course, I think of him being, I guess, Hawks coach.
Atlanta Hawks, a lot of success there.
And then Paul Tagliabue, up until recent, more success for Tagliabue than any other NFL commissioner.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think that Goodell is kind of living off of the great work.
Everything that he
Tagliabue
set
did.
up.
Yeah, that's right. That'll do it for ENN, and that'll do it for Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Enjoy Rangers hockey or Don LaGreca on television, and we'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock.